Yes, welcome. It is a Saturday night evening, and we're here to talk some international football. We got a Canadian up in Nashville over here. We got ourselves that. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Saturday evening call-in show. I'm totally making fun of Canadian Dave because he is in Tennessee, but he is the only 10 that we see. Here to talk about some international football here. If you are, again, an American or America football enthusiast, the NFL has started. And we had back-to-back banger games, and I'm pretty sure German Dave stayed up to watch the Eagles play last night because I can tell from his face.
Oh, I went. No, I slept midway through the game. I could do it.
It's because Jordan Love sucks, and he knows the Eagles were going to win. Sorry.
Dude, and oh my God, Jalen Hurts again. Oh my God, those deception. It's
Just
incredible how Saquon bailed us all. Dude, at this point, just give him the ball 30 times behind that offensive line, man.
fair enough. Only for both of those teams.
We're already starting off the NFL. This show's already going to shit.
Oh, I know.
Poor Frankie lost. Poor Frankie lost his quarterback for 6 weeks, man.
I know. It's not like they were going to beat the Lions anyways, so whatever.
I know
just
they're
take them
not
back to
beating
reality.
anybody.
But we digress. We've got some things we can talk about. Some stuff. Obviously, it's the call-in show, so like when viewers come in, you guys can hop in. We'll probably slap the link out early. Fuck it, I'll do it right now. Past the 30-second mark, so I can swear. I'll throw it out there now.
I might just leave at any time. Whenever the boys say they're ready to go drinking, it's Nashville. My
Hey, let's go.
hotel
Get drunk, man. You deserve
checked
it.
me in with 2 beers. I've never seen this in my life, but I got 2 free beers just for checking in. So here we go. And I got another $10 that I can use at like the gift shop that also sells beers. So I mean, let's go. Let's do it.
Hey, go get drunk, man. You deserve it.
Oh my goodness, 10 toes down is
Well, I bitched out last night. Sorry?
No, I read a comment and apparently we're linked to Pepe. Like, is it the United States striker Pepe?
That's what the show and technically should be evolved around today.
Shit,
Pepe came out today. That was a bit of a later drop. So
and please, I agree with 10 toes down. Please, like stay away as far as possible from my club, please, man.
Okay, I'm just gonna say it because it's on the TV right here, 73rd minute. Why have we not been linked with Shuffleberg yet? I don't know if you guys have watched this kid. He came out of nowhere.
Do you want my honest opinion? Before you mentioned it in Discord, I never heard of his name. And
because he just broke out a few months ago.
And I know my players and stuff, and I never heard of him.
I'm watching this kid intently. He comes from Nova Scotia. That's last time I left. That was Nova Scotia. That place I went on the East Coast. He just came out of nowhere, and man, he's a left winger. He's dynamic. He's quick. He doesn't give a fuck. He's a Canadian. He's just going to run at the defense and shoot at net. I'm loving the kid. You know, he needs some work.
Hey, sounds like Bangula.
It's similar, actually, not too different. He reminds me a lot like early days Chiesa, just running at the defense, not giving a fuck. But we'll see. He definitely needs to take that next step. He's not ready for the big leagues yet, but I mean, pull this kid in for the next gen or something. I'm loving him. Got the first goal today, anyways. Hot. He's hot.
That doesn't sound
Pepe good.
No.
Dude,
no.
He was the most expensive player in FC Augsburg history. And they sent him out on loan after a season to, I don't know, what was it, PSV Eindhoven? To a Dutch team, I believe. And he was like half decent, and I think they triggered a buy option or something. And yeah, at the end they got rid of him, and thankfully, like they got recuperated some of the money, but he nearly destroyed like the poor FC Augsburg club.
See, I've always thought this would be an interesting option, Reyna, but like I don't know, it's just for me, he's
okay.
He's fragile, like physically fragile.
Physically fragile, and he has his dead agent stuff as well, like.
Yeah, it's like, are we not done with Rabiot? We want to do another Rabiot, but just this time an entitled American prick.
We need to move on from that. But Jonathan David also on the score sheet today. He's the other name. He was the original name that kind of came up. And man, he's
Hey, like I said, on the free, I don't mind Jonathan David at all. It's just I need a number one option ahead of him.
oh, absolutely. He's not
I-
going to be your number one, but he's a decent, cheap number two.
I agree.
Well, like so we can. We're just going into it. Fuck it, whatever.
Hey,
I'm all for
let's
it.
go. Just post the link one more time.
I already did.
Hold up. Yeah, just maybe they
I came
went already
prematurely.
fast. Yeah.
I came in prematurely.
And hey, maybe somebody wants to take part in this discussion.
Yeah,
I
I
can't
thought.
stay. Somebody's got to take my spot.
Yeah, that's fair. I thought we are just because like initially, to be honest with you, you guys are probably a little bit because like for the last like 24, 36 hours, I've been swamped. So the only thing I've been seeing is Albania play earlier today, and then Xavier Worthy like bail like absolutely monster fantasy day for me on Thursday. So, yeah, I
Dude.
took the risk and started him. I'm a happy man.
Well, what a fantasy pick, man. Dude, he will cook with Mahomes. Oh my god.
I know, and
Is he the new Tyreek Hill?
absolutely. I would say he's similar to Jameson Williams. But I do kind of want to talk about some of these, right? Because like for me, it's like with Jonathan David, at that point, you're selling Doosan. Like they are essentially similar in play style, just one is significantly cheaper.
Yes.
And quicker.
And I think that is next summer, honestly. We've kind of alluded to that. And the news has started reporting on this too. It might be the last season of DB9.
It doesn't.
And who do you get? I mean, David can't be your number one. You get him, sure, but then who do you replace Flatbridge?
There's only one option for Vlahovic. Either he reduces his salary and agrees to a contract extension on cheaper terms, or we sell him. Like there are only these two options.
Those cheaper terms are still really expensive.
And the cheaper term, exactly, 100%, like you said, like he's still expensive. And the question is still, will he be consistent enough to deserve that contract?
I don't think so.
But if we get him but for me, like if we get him at cheaper terms, I think I can be a bit more tolerant with inconsistency. The problem is then we still need another backup striker that can finish goals if we sub this the rotational piece in, basically.
Struxy scored again today. I know that name is beloved.
Yeah.
Well, so here's my because I kind of wanna pick on Dave's proposition there, right? So German Dave's. For me, the only way I could swallow Dusan staying at Juve is if he makes less than $7 million a season.
You want to swallow?
That will never happen.
It will never happen.
Exactly. Less than 7 will never happen. Yeah.
That's for his inconsistency. That is for me. He has to be under 7.
I would be happy to get like underneath the 10 million border again.
But we all know he's not going under 10, right? Like realistically.
No,
okay, he doesn't go under 10. He goes to some random club, sucks there, and then next thing later we'll see him in Genoa for like in 3 years. Like what is his name? Or Salernitana with Christoph Piontek. Remember that guy?
I'm okay. I'm okay if he goes to Manchester.
Piontek played at my Berlin club, like a lot of random former Serie A players did. And at my club, he was decent, man. Like he was a great Bundesliga striker.
No, he wasn't horrible.
Dude,
he just didn't take the next step.
He was Milik on steroids, brother. His shithouse goals, like after corner kicks, after free kicks. Man, he was a machine. And literally, like his celebration was a machine gun celebration until it got prohibited by the league.
Yeah. So he's asking us, do you guys think that he won't? He might until like he might reduce it to 10, but I don't think he's going lower than 10.
I would say 10. The contract moves to 12 because he's got that tiered contract system. So it's basically just bringing him back to what he was
to what it was initially. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So he's not really taking a pay cut. He's just forgoing his bonus. His auto raise.
Yeah.
Imagine if he all just got auto raises like that. Just $2 million a year.
Like again, for me, it's like
I want a deal like that.
Shit, I know, right? Screw 3%. That's even more than 3%. But For me though, like when I look at it, right, the only way I can swallow that is if pause. But the only way that I could handle that is more so
Pause.
if the production pause as well, if the production is there. Like that's the big thing, right? For example, if we're getting
Pause.
that big 3-0,
No, after you said that, everything is just a pause.
everything is paused. Yeah, I should just stop with it. But I need to get some strokes in and finish this bad boy. I gotta splurge it. But when it comes down to it, the only way that that contract is going to be affordable is if he's throwing 30. And if he doesn't throw 30, I don't think Gentili offers him an extension of a reduction. He just sends his ass out.
30 all comps?
30 goals, all comps.
I wonder what his
I
average
think all
base
comps
would
it
be.
needs to be 35.
I'm
With
being
everything
generous.
we are, it has to be at least Serie A 25. And then like if you add the Copa and Champions League on top of it, I think he has to
The
be
question is
around
though,
the 35.
is he starting in the Copa matches though, outside of maybe the quarterfinal
No,
or
but if he
semifinals?
gets subbed in a couple of matches, like why not?
So I don't know.
It's tough
But
to
I mean,
say.
all comps
Or
35 is
maybe
fair.
in between 30 and 35, but he has to be in
I'm
like
keeping
in that area.
Yeah, I'm keeping the threshold at 30 at all comps, like
That's
goals.
fair.
Goal
That's actually fair.
contributions. Goal
Yeah.
contributions in Serie A has to be 30. So that's goals and assists.
Yep.
But like for example, in all competitions, I think he needs at least 30 goals because I want to keep it consistent because I don't want to look like I'm changing the goalposts all the damn time. But like for me, I think, and I'll keep that opinion to the end of the year, right? Where I need 30 contributions in Serie A alone.
Yep.
And then 30 goals in all comps. So that includes the 8 games in the Champions League. That includes the fingers crossed, the 6 I think you would get in Coppa Italia.
The math says we are around 40 to 45 goal contributions overall with goals, assists, and
45.
everything.
You're saying a goal a game?
No, I was
Contribution.
goal contributions. Like you counted, what was it? 20 goals is a must, I believe. You said.
So I said 30 goal contributions in Serie A.
All right.
And then I said
and then if you
30 goals in all comps.
So does that include? Let's just make it clear for everyone.
Let's do some quick maths, Mike. Quick maths.
We're talking Copa and Champions League, right?
So let's do. How many games are total right now?
We're talking about. I think it's 51 or 52, but that's
50 something games.
That's Club World Cup included though as well. So are we including the Club World Cup?
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, again.
We're counting that. No, I think we should count that. But the only thing when it comes to counting that is I only want to count the group stages. I don't want to count anything outside of the group stages.
And also, don't forget we have more Champions League games, so it's even more games.
No. Let's not count the knockout stages, Dave. Let's just keep everything group stages that we know that's guaranteed.
But that's 2 more games than last year, right? 8 versus 6.
Yeah. So we've got what? So we have the 38.
38.
38
plus
for Serie A,
at least.
plus 8 plus the Champions League.
Plus
and then Coppa Italia,
Coppa Italia, yeah.
I would
round, semifinals.
I would go up to the semifinals, so I would say 4.
Yeah.
And then Club World Cup, I think is it a group of 4 teams?
It's it's the normal World Cup mode, so 4 teams per group, so 3 matches.
So right now it's 53 games.
Without knockout stages.
Without knockout stages. So this is lowballing it. We're lowballing it. So I said 30 goals in all competitions. So we do 30 divided by 53. That's about 1 goal every other game.
Yep.
That's the pace he has to maintain for that salary.
It should be that.
That's reasonable. Yeah, that's reasonable.
It should be.
For a $12 million striker, sure.
22 gross.
12 million a year.
22 million gross, Dave.
Yes, yeah, sorry, okay.
I just want to
talk about these numbers. It's a lot of fucking money.
Oh, and then there's Super Copa as well. There's technically.
Oh yeah, it's
there's a game. 2 games.
Yeah,
so it's 54.
It's at least 1 game. Yeah.
Oh God,
so then it would be 30 divided by 54. Yeah, it's at 55. So 0.5. I'm just gonna go 50%.
Right now he is on pace. Like he has 2 goals in 3 matches. Like right now it's looking decent.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because he's 2 divided by 3. Whoops.
2 divided by 3 is
6. He's
Yeah,
over.
it's 2/3. Yeah.
He's over.
Right
He
now,
has to,
because he's played
right
2
now.
easy games and a hard one.
So
It's too early. Too early.
I know.
Early.
Ironically, though, you look at Holland though. So you do Holland right now. It's 7 divided
I
by.
mean,
Yeah, Dash, we know. We know.
I'm just saying. Yeah, just saying. I think
No.
though, for the threshold, for the sake of argument, I would say 50, a goal every other game. He has to have that pace. He's above that pace. He's there. Yeah.
Hey, right now.
Hey,
Too early. Too
Like,
early. I'm not
three
celebrating.
matches in, it's looking good, man.
he's there now. He just needs to do that for another.
And
50.
honestly, I know we analyzed his movements and everything and his vision like pretty deeply on Thursday, but I think overall he's still improved with how he's reading the game and dropping deep and trying at least to share the ball. Like it has gotten better, but
It's
in
just
this
still
system
pretty
he has
shitty.
to be much better. That's the problem. Well, yeah,
Well, and I think that's kind of
what's the question.
and that's what kind of makes it ironic, right? Because he was really, 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 really shitty when he first came in, and then he just is not as shitty, but he's still kind of shitty.
It
So
does
it's
sound
like-
an asshole. Maybe just shanked a wide opportunity
Nope,
already.
Already like-
the problem is now he is in a system where it is dependent on him to be good in open play.
Make
Back
great decisions.
back
Yep.
then with Allegri, like he was supposed to have a second striker behind him that played left winger basically, and like we spammed crosses into the box that he could. Like he was basically a number 9 that was only a box striker, and now he has to play a different style.
He has to
And
play what he has to do at Serbia.
yeah, and now it's like his inabilities are showing, like, evidently. But like technically he improved, but it's showing what he's lacking still.
The issue is, and I kind of blame Juve Twitter for this, right? Is like Juve Twitter kind of like, oh man, there's still room to grow. It's like, dude,
Oh my god, by the way, do you see how much Juve's Instagram channel and the socials are glazing Thiago Motta, like with Master, Mister, and all those? Brother, chill, man.
relax.
We're 3 games
People do
in,
not
chill.
chill. The people do not chill. Yildiz getting glazed for his just dribbling yesterday.
Allegri never got glazed. Never.
We glazed him. We
I think-
tried.
I don't know.
Hey.
That's my issue that I have with this like Juve marketing team. I think it's just like great. We have like again, and I think I want to make this clear so people don't come in here thinking that we're like negative Nancy's, right? No. We're ecstatic with the start. We're happy. A little bit pissed off about the Roma game, but we're happy. The issues and the things that we're offering feedback or critique is I think that we're pandering too much to, I don't want to say Muppets, but I want to say low attention span individuals with this like marketing campaign that they're doing, right? Because the issue that I have is that we keep glazing Motta, we keep glazing the stuff, and then say that the club goes through a rough spell. The people that you spent gassing for the last couple of weeks, months, hours, or whenever are going to be the first people that turn on you. I think,
So
go ahead, Dave.
No, I thought about this exact same thing recently because you mentioned it at the last show, I think, how the past couple shows, really, we've been going on about this. And I started to think, because I spent a lot of time on my cell phone recently because I've just been hanging out in the back of a helicopter. If I had 2,000 feet, I get cell signal throughout, right? So I'm spending a lot more time on social media. So I watch the
thing. Back of my helicopter.
Fuck you, whatever. I'm part of the crew. I still gotta like clean the windows and fuel the thing and shit afterwards. It's not like I'm just a free passenger. Anyways, I spent a bit more time on social media. And I'm seeing like these clubs, like the Yildiz one's a perfect example, right? He didn't even do anything. He just dribbled past a couple of guys and got taken down. Right? And you did nail it on the head dash an episode or two ago, where it is just, you get these 30-second clips or whatever of these guys doing amazing stuff. And most people, I'm pretty sure most of the fan base does not sit down week in and week out and watch all 90 plus minutes of Juventus. or even their national teams or whatever, they see these clips and this is what's in their head, is these moments, these few seconds out of the 90 minutes where they do something amazing, and that's what gets stuck in their head. And it's got to be. I'm the old fart here. This is, again, just old man yelling at the internet. But I think you hit the nail on the head.
I mean, it's proper. It's proper analytics, right? Because, like, for example, the next thing I could touch on, right, is Calafiori, right, where it's like he has a decent showing against France, and then I've got, I think his name is now Average Juve Enjoyer or NYC Incognito, Juve Twitter again. The fact that Calafiori doesn't start for Arsenal is bombastic, and it's like, bro, you don't. I'm defending Arsenal again. I'm defending Arsenal right now, but
I hate them Arsenal, but have you seen their defensive players? He is a 50 million luxury piece defender that they don't actually need it. They had the money there and could splash it and have an incredible rotational piece in him. He doesn't need to play.
That's what I find funny, because it's like, do you seriously think that Calafiori is going to bench Gabriel?
He will
or
not
Saliba?
Bench Gabriel. He will not bench Saliba. He will not bench Ben White, who's playing on the right. He's not benching. Sorry, who did they have the last game on the left?
Was it Zinchenko?
Or Timber. Timber. Thank you, 10 toes down. Timber is starting on the left side. Like, Zinchenko doesn't even play. Like, if they need a bit of offense, they have Zinchenko. Like, man, he is a luxury piece that they just bought because they could. They didn't, like, in actuality, like, need him.
It says a lot about Calafiori accepting that move there too, as well.
Yeah,
but it's just
and now he's posting like phrases and everything from the bench.
So it's
this is a concern that I think we kind of aired a bit too, but now we see it. Was Calafiori, like, yeah, he's an exciting prospect. He's young, he's dynamic, but he did go to the Premier League to get paid to sit on a bench. You see the players that are like, no, I want Juve or whichever team. But you can say, like, Koopmeiners is a perfect example. No, I want Juve. That is my team. I am going there. And he's working overtime because he sat, refusing to play for Atalanta. So he's out of fitness, knowing that, and he's doing double shifts in training. Right? That's who you want on your team. Calafiori, great. I love him. He's great. His hair is beautiful. Sure.
But beautiful blue eyes.
Is he who you want? And he went off the pitch anyways.
Still got bited by Raymana in the Euro. Don't change that.
So I'm not totally upset that we didn't get Calafiori. It'd be great to have another Italian. I think that's definitely part of it, getting those young Italians on your team. But at the end of the day...
No, but it's the thing, though, right? Because, like, for example, it's those short clips that they throw in there. Because, like, for example... Yeah. People sit there and be like, oh my God, Calafiori, this amazing pass and blah, blah, blah against Albania. Guess what, dude? Raymana literally bodied him, turned him, and if it wasn't for Donnarumma's armpit, he would have conceded an equalizing goal against Albania in the last minute. The own goal against Spain, completely mismarked and went in the wrong direction and taps the ball into his own net. Like, there's instances where there have been gaffes by him. So it's just like people are putting this guy on this pedestal, or it's just like, oh gosh. It's the same people that would sit there and be like, oh, Matthijs de Ligt absolutely, spoke facts about Juve being mediocre. The funny thing about de Ligt too is, like, everybody were defending him, hyping him up, and then he shat the bed at Bayern. And guess where out of all places, what de Ligt is trying to do right now is he is trying to go back to the coach where it started everything.
And by the way, at a club that is dysfunctional, at a club that is horrible defensively, a club where he is or needs to play from the back, which he can't do. So he's playing a role that he can't actually play. And he and Manchester United and Ten Hag will get exposed. But it was for him the best option because Bayern wanted to get rid of him. Because for his wages and the money that he was earning, like, he was a very expensive bench warmer. And Manchester United is the team that he wanted to go to because of his old coach. And now he is in a shitty situation, and he put, honestly, his own career in jeopardy because Manchester United is a graveyard for talents.
Especially defenders.
Yeah. And
man, how's it
now
going?
he's in that situation. And honestly, it is sink or swim. His next step will either he will perform or he will be in the Turkish or in the Saudi league or wherever in about 2 years.
You know, you can make the same argument for Luis Diaz's backup.
Jesus.
Oh my God.
I'm done talking about it. How many times I gotta say it? I'm done.
I'm not saying anything.
Done.
I just said, I'm talking
It's
about
over.
Darwin Nunez.
I
I'm talking about
I
Darwin
can't believe
Nunez.
that we actually got rid of him. So I'm happy. I don't mind it.
No,
The
it's-
problem is, like I said in Discord, I actually like Liverpool, so the curse is following me around.
It's just,
He went.
you know, I gotta ask you because, like, for example, I was seeing it on social media where like he scores a goal in training and everyone's like, oh my gosh, Luis Diaz's backup is killing it now. He's
Just
back.
goal raining. Who gives a fuck?
Good lord.
The problem is,
Why
look,
I'm done.
Liverpool fans are thinking that they got the next Mo Salah, and he's not that. And
most
That
no,
name's come up today too.
some
Osama.
of the fans are sensible, and some are glazing him like we were glazing him basically, or our fan base. Let's not say we, or the fan base. And man, it's a dangerous game. Like I think he will actually be decent, but chill, man. He's not Mo Salah, and
David.
also he's not Luis Diaz. Dash, you have seen Luis Diaz.
I have seen Luis Diaz and David. Yes, you do realize that Liverpool is the fan base that goes with history, right? So they're always looking a few years back than the actual present day. No offense, Liverpool fans, but before you guys got Klopp, remember when we beat AC Milan and had the best comeback in Champions League history? Remember when we did this? It's like, yeah, that was a decade ago.
It was a very dark time before Klopp came.
Yeah, it was. So I think they're still thinking they got 2021.
But their business is good, honestly.
No, it is now. Absolutely.
For 15 million euro, it's an incredible deal for them. Like, don't get me wrong.
It's a great backup for Luis Diaz.
It's a win-win. It's a win-win for
and by the way,
Liverpool and Chiesa. That's it. Because like Chiesa got a pay bump. I'm pissed that he got a pay bump.
He could have been in a worse situation.
Jeff, we don't use that name here. We call him Luis Diaz's backup. That is the new name.
Fair enough.
No, honestly, he could have been in a worse position. Like he can be happy to be there. And honestly, Liverpool got a bargain. Like for 15 million, he's still giving you the value for that money, and I think he will overachieve that value.
I think
so for them, it's a good deal.
I might have to put one word of contention is that he might actually do better in the EPL than he might do in Italy. I don't know.
Maybe.
It's
by the way,
it's a headless chicken league. So to me, it's like I think he might fit there.
If he doesn't get injured,
perfect.
And by the way, for his career, I think he did the right step choosing Liverpool over Barca.
Yeah,
I think so.
Oh, because Barcelona's just
for his career is better. Have you seen Luis de la Fuente today already talking about Lamine Yamal? Oh, playing too many matches? Yeah, but they're still young, and we need them like on top of their performance. And the more they play, the sharper they are. Yeah, brother. And
his body's not even developed.
And then their body
give him a month, and you lose Yamal.
I told y'all that was gonna happen,
dude. And they already lost. Who was it? Fermi Lopez, I believe. He's already out for a couple of months.
Yep.
Do you remember in the last Euro 2021, Pedri overplayed as well because he was like playing in Spain and Olympics.
He played the league games. He played the Olympic games. He played every Champions League game. He played the Euros, and after that he played the Olympics. Have you seen like his eyes were black and everything? The brother was dead, man.
He probably wanted to retire if I was,
and then Barca did the same with Gavi. And it killed a year of his career. And honestly, Fermin Lopez is injured already, or well, I don't know, man. I'm confused.
Could you imagine though? Could you imagine Chiesa playing? Could you imagine Chiesa playing 53 games? I don't even think he hits 20.
I couldn't. No.
Absolutely not.
I think he will get 30. Like with all the competitions they have 2 cup competitions. I think he will reach 30.
Oh, he's in the Carabao Cup. He's a starter.
Oh yeah.
In the Carabao Cup, Luis Diaz's backup is starting.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, we talked enough about him.
Yeah,
it's enough.
we
on
had
the
to
positive
finish.
note. On the positive note, I want to congratulate Italy, Germany, and Albania on their victories.
Canada.
Yes, I've been
Canada
waiting to
as well.
talk about this. I've been waiting.
Yeah,
we just went on to
and I-
Jonathan David.
Canada did just win, by the way.
I
Were they perfect? Hey,
is
it's a
Pochettino
double
coaching right
whammy
now?
for Dave.
No.
I'm a Canadian in America, and we beat them.
Hey,
what's-
so you won twice, and you got
Yeah.
free beers on top of it.
Yeah, that works.
I got to go down soon. I got to finish this, and I'm going down.
Has anybody watched Germany today?
I watched both
game.
Albania, Ukraine, and Germany and Hungary. Honestly, I'm starting to recognize that Germany's coming back. They're coming back to their old ways.
Offensively, oh my god,
They're
dude, what a
amazing.
masterclass offensively!
How the hell is the United States ranked 16th in the world?
They shouldn't.
No,
Hey, Germany
They keep on
made it
hosting
back
FIFA
up to 14th, I believe.
But no, it kind of touching briefly because like I was being told how Ukraine were gonna dog walk Albania only for them to lose, even though technically they weren't at
Dude,
home, but it was a
Ukraine
home
didn't
game.
even perform. Like, who were they in the group with? With Romania, with the Netherlands, and who was still in that group?
Ukraine's in the group with Albania,
No,
Georgia,
Euro.
No, no,
Euro.
in
The Euro.
the
in Euro.
Euros.
Yeah.
They were with Romania, with the Netherlands, and they completely like, was it Slovakia or Slovenia, one of those? And they completely like played like trash.
Yeah, no, we went down 1-0, equalized, and we won. And it was like the fact that, and this is what irritates me, the fact that Mario Mitai does not have like a top tier club. Like the guy is insane. He's like honestly, he plays like Cabal, but he can actually dribble and pass. Like I don't know why. Maybe he was like maybe 18, 19 million or something like that. That's why Junto didn't go for him, but like, oh my goodness. Like
I think he's one of those hidden talents still, Dash, that maybe needs a year or maybe has to show it like on the international level so he gets more publicity and
the
everything.
way
and
the outside Travella that he gave to Monai for that assist that Monai gave to Asani was insane. Like he's your left back, he presses, wins the ball, and then threads a through ball, which is insane to me as a left back that can do that. Like whoever gets Mario Mitai is going to get a dog at left back, man. Like I think it had to do with something with him being in Russia. Like that's the only thing, is because he was in Russia. But dude, he is such
with Attihad playing with
he's in Saudi?
Yeah, I just looked him up. Said Al Ettihad.
Oh, he's with Ronaldo? Wow.
Yeah. Another reason why nobody's paying attention.
Dude, he is better than Saudi. I'm telling you right now. Like,
yeah, he is.
He would be a great left back.
Lots of players are still going there. Still, Gabriel Vega, for one of the most exciting like Spanish midfield talents, went there and killed his career, man.
Like another player too, though, like yet to be determined, but Bayrami just signed with Rangers on the deadline day for $5 million. If he starts, that might get. I mean, he left Sassuolo, but he went over to Rangers. That's where I'm a little bit disappointed because, like, when Bayrami was at Empoli the season before he went to Sassuolo, he was like their best player, like double digits, 10 goals, 10 assists. Like he was a fucking monster. And then he went to Sassuolo, and his like career is just absolutely like it stalled because Dionisi was a terrible coach for Sassuolo and didn't utilize him properly. But like I've said this, like if Bayrami, Mitai, and Aslani aren't playing, and I mean Aslani, and I hate saying this, but the inter midfielder Aslani, if those three aren't playing together on that national team, our national team is dog shit.
Oh,
I mean,
absolutely.
Ray Monai also gets like a shout because like he's like 5'1", but his touch is incredible. Like I don't understand because like Armando Broya just got sold or sent to Everton on a loan with an option to buy for 30 million. I don't know how the fuck Armando Broya is worth 30 million. He is legitimately he's the Albanian. He's if you took Dusan and Chiesa and you had a really weird love child, that's Armando Broya. It's like a physically awkward dude that just runs.
Why Everton did it, they have Calvert-Lewin or Dominic Calvert-Lewin, I believe is the full name, as their main striker, and he is injury plagued his whole career.
So is Broya.
And they got an injury plagued Broja as his backup, and they will never trigger that by option number one. Everton can't afford it. because they're in financial fair play shithole as well. And so they can't afford him, and it's basically a dry loan in hopes of having a backup for a striker that gets injured like pretty quickly, and he's just an option, and Chelsea will never see that money.
For what I heard about Broya was that like he also is not very. He doesn't work hard in practice.
No,
I've
he
heard
doesn't.
this.
You saw him against Italy. Like he was just casually walking and letting Calafiori just walk by him, and I had all the Calafiori aura tards like, oh my gosh, like, oh, look at this aura. He's walking through their midfield. It's like, bro, our striker wasn't even pressing him.
I mean, with Calafiori though, the thing is like, yeah, I would have been nice to have him at Juve because he's playing in Italy A and B. He's under Malta's system, so he would get reintegrated quickly. But I'm not like one of those guys that glaze this player. He only did good for one season, and that's the thing. And people like constantly glazing him. I'm like, relax, chill out, let him play more seasons, and plus, don't go to England. I keep saying it is like. For Italians, it's one of the worst things. Even though, regardless of what I said with Chiesa, because he's like he's a completely different player. But when it comes to everybody else, it's like Italians in the EPL is like kryptonite.
That fish and chips diet will fuck you.
Yeah. No, but honestly, just as like my last comment on Calafiori as well, I think he would have been really, really good for us, but not for that price that Arsenal played. And he went for the money. So why the hell should we cry after him? Like it's over. Like chill.
Yeah.
Like we got different options. Our squad is great. I think our defense is very good. Yes, we still, in my opinion, need a center back to have a bit depth. But in the end, like chill. Like
I think though,
word is still turning. Like it's all good, man.
No, for sure. I think the only out of this entire summer, right? I think the only player that you could have like a regret for is Todibo. I think that's the only one where you can kind of feel like, shit, we let that one go.
By the way, has he seen minutes with West Ham?
I can look that up.
Hold up, I get FODMAP quickly because I have watched some West Ham, but it was like only a couple of minutes all the time, and I don't think I saw him.
I don't think he was integrated in. Yeah, it's Wan-Bissaka, Kilman,
two games, 7 minutes. He only as a sub. 2 games, 7 minutes. And that's it. And that's what, yeah, that's what happens when they choose the Premier League over a club that, with us, he would have been a starter day one.
Yep.
And yeah.
Well, so let's entertain this idea. If Gatti continues the trajectory that he's been on,
and I was just thinking that, like
is it really that much of a loss?
No, honestly, I had a prediction that Gatti was gonna do well. I don't know. I had this like gut feeling because when I was watching I was watching some of the videos of how Malta implements his center backs. He likes center backs moving forward a lot. So when I look at Gatti's habits from last season, he also likes to move forward a lot. The only caveat to him is that he's not good with the ball. That is it. But as far as movement, like the way that he moves the ball, like his movements are they fit Malta. And that's why I wasn't as surprised for him doing really, really well so far. I don't want to jinx it, but that would be my take.
Because my thing is like, if with this current midfield that we have now, if it was last season's midfield, like if it was Rabiot, McKennie, and Moretti, or I'm thinking, why am I drawing a blank on the third? It was McKennie. No, Fajoli wasn't in. Loca, there we go.
Locatelli, McKennie, Rabiot.
Like if that was the midfield that we were running, then absolutely not. I think Gatti gets like disgustingly exposed in this kind of system. I think right now, because like for example, you have Douglas Luiz, Kefren Turam, and Coop Myers, like those three guys can cover so much. Like as far as like player exploits and weaknesses, like because if Gatti pushes forward, Turam fills the hole or Locatelli fills in the hole. And I think the one thing that Mota has done well is because like Mota has kind of like an instruction based approach for the way that he plays. It helps, like for example, it helps players that aren't savvy in doing multiple roles, right? Like for example, Locatelli, right? Locatelli's doing well but like he's not doing he's doing system well, but he's not doing individual well because he would have been called up to Italy. He wasn't. Because again, Spalletti says there's things that he can't do and it just doesn't work for what I'm doing. So like, for example, what Motta is doing right now is he's taking Locatelli's strengths and he's having Locatelli play in a role or a position that utilizes his strengths. Because like, for example, there's other things that he can't do well, and that doesn't work for what Spalletti wants. Because I saw people get pissed like, oh my gosh, Locatelli got stiffed again. And Spalletti's like, hey, with all due respect, he doesn't do what I need him to do. Like there's certain types of profiles that I need, and he doesn't have it.
Especially with Tonali back. It's
Yeah.
And now
another guy.
Ricci got glazed a lot too today. I noticed. But on that note, guys, I've been given the phone call. I must leave. Solid
Go
42
get
minutes with you guys.
He's gonna go. He's gonna go crash a bachelorette party. That's what he's gonna do. He's in Nashville.
Oh, I fucking hope so. I don't know what I'm down for.
He's like, I heard you need a helicopter. Good thing I got the propeller right here for you.
And I'm not sure yet. I'm going to be in Atlanta tomorrow. There's an NFL game playing, but more likely than not, I might be going to the NASCAR race.
Oh, a Canadian goes. An F1 fan does NASCAR. Oh, that's a vlog waiting to happen.
Oh man!
So I'll let you guys know.
Are you gonna make a YouTube video like criticizing shitting on NASCAR?
No, I'm gonna.
You know what you gotta do?
The biggest case of Bud Light I can find and just trash myself.
Oh, you know what'd be hilarious is if you just went in there and just been like, "Where's Max Verstappen? Where's Charles Leclerc?
Yeah.
Why are they driving in an oval? Like you should just fuck with people there and just like ask some of the stupid.
And why are they 20 pounds heavier?
Why is there
Why
only
they-
left turns? Yep.
What's that liquid they're putting in the car? Are they switching to hard, softs, or mediums?
Okay. I have watched NASCAR before. I'm not a complete idiot, but yeah, it's
Yeah, but it makes it more
gonna
fun if
be
you
as
act like
American
one.
as you can get.
You just gotta come in there with like the most Canadian, the most hosery of hoser accents. You'd be like, "Oh, hey there. Oh, it's a bit interesting there. It looks like you got yourself. Is that fuel that you're throwing in there? Oh, you guys do that here. Oh. What kind of tires you putting out? Is that the old soft or you taking out the old hard tires? 400 laps. Oh, that's a bit of a stretch there when it comes to driving. We're going to bits out, aren't we?"
Yeah, I mean, it'll be a bit of a culture shock, but when in Rome, when in Nashville, when in Atlanta, whatever, I'm here for it.
Dude, you're gonna farmer's tan and cheap beer. That's what you're gonna see.
Well, I tried to get to the Pittsburgh Pirates game last night, and they canceled it before it even started raining. It didn't rain till midnight.
Yeah,
What a beautiful stadium! I completely missed out.
Also,
if
Dash is Ford F-150s, Rams, and Silverados.
The Bronco. It's the Bronco now, but
well, we're already looking at renting an RV.
Fair enough.
Infield.
You know, if you did go to the Pirates game, if Paul Skeens was pitching, you would have been in for a clinic.
Yeah,
like he's the best pitcher in baseball, arguably.
Best rookie, anyways. Yeah. But
anyways,
guys,
I'm sorry, baseball's not my sport, so
me too.
David's like, I don't like hitting balls with sticks. I like using my feet.
Dude, I feel the pain. What sport it is. I've even played curling, guys. Like, I really don't care. I'll do the sport.
I do want to play cricket. I have not played cricket, and I want to play cricket.
That's what I haven't done. Okay, guys. Sorry. Without further ado, I'll
all right.
Why don't you? Hopefully, I'll see you soon.
All right, we'll see you soon, there, bud.
Yep.
Later, boys.
All right, boys. Have a good one. Be funny if he accidentally ended the stream just to piss us off. He'd be like, we're done. Sorry.
I did that once.
I know. I was like sitting there. I was like, me and Dave were like talking, and we're like, I think German Dave accidentally ended the stream when he left his. And Dave's like, oh shit! So he had to make a new one right away to get everyone back.
Yeah, I had to click quickly. I was still there around the stadium. I had like 10% left on my battery. Oh shit!
My battery's
I have to open a new stream quickly.
Man. What else do we? Nico and Conceição are both hurt, right? So Nico kind of had.
Before going into that, do you want a last take on our defensive stability and why I think that Gatti thing works?
Go for it. It's a call-in show. Technically we haven't asked Jeff what he wants to talk about, but we'll finish with the defense. We'll finish with the D. and then we'll ask Jeff what he
How
wants
about
to
that
talk
D,
about.
baby?
How about that D, baby?
So I think Cabal has unlocked that central defense because Cabal is more versatile than I thought, because we thought he was gonna be that like just a left back, and that he would be like his highest place on the pitch would be the center line basically. But he's going towards the touchline so much more often than I thought as well. So he's very versatile. Like his crosses to Vlahovic, sometimes that Vlahovic shanked, but his crosses were on point, and I think his passing like is also. I don't know if Motta unlocked it or if it was just that that Verona didn't demand from him to be a passing left back. But he's proven to be like better and very versatile. Like he can play a very defensive-minded role, but he can also go up the field a bit. And I think that unlocked Gatti to be a bit higher up the pitch. So Cabal stays at the back sometimes with Bremer, and even Cambiaso comes back sometimes. Or Locatelli covers for Cambiaso, for example. And then you have Gatti a bit higher and Cambiaso a bit higher on the right. So the composite, yeah, I don't know how the back line is puzzled together. Oh yeah.
You had it right. You said composed. You had it right.
Oh yeah, how it's
Composed, yeah.
composed, like it's I think it's very good, man. The balance is very good, and that's why I think it works. I think Cabal unlocked it, honestly.
All right, Jeff, what do you want to talk about?
Sure. I didn't have a lot in mind. I was thinking more like I was thinking more about Dusan, and like if we were to sell him, I'm thinking more on the trajectory to have him sold by next season, like and get Jonathan David as a replacement or somebody else. If we do happen to sell him, who do we get as a replacement? Because the thing with me about Dusan is that what I would want from him now, obviously, he's 12 million a year. Yes, he should be doing a lot more. Yeah, that should happen. We fucked up. It is what it is. So I would hope for him to score against lower tier teams, rack up the goals, and maybe hopefully from there we can actually sell him for a solid price so we can get a proper replacement.
By the way, I don't think we will see more than more than 50 million.
50 or 15?
50.
Okay, good. Okay. It's yeah, I could see that. I mean, I think tops would be 60 for me. I think tops like on a good day. Whereas like most likely I could be 50, 45 at the least, 40 to the least. It's just the thing is like the one thing I was kind of predicting right was with him, because in this system you require to be so good with the ball and you have to have a really good first touch and good off ball movement, and he doesn't do that. And that's a big problem. Or he does, but he's inconsistent. And sometimes with the problem with him is he gets in his head too much, where if he doesn't play good in the beginning, then he just does bad. And then when he starts good, he's really red hot. But when he starts bad, he gets in his head and then just doesn't play well. And to me, it's like, we don't need that. I think it's a bit childish. So we need somebody to maintain focus at all times and contribute to the team, whether it's an assist or whether it's a goal, whatever it is, or whether you're playing dummy for the defender for Conceição. Because when I was watching that Roma game, you guys pointed that one out. I was a facepalm moment. Like, I looked at him not passing it to Conceição, and I was like, bro, what the hell are you doing? Like, and he shot it with the right foot, with his weak foot. I mean, at least shoot with with the left. So to me, it was like, it's going to be hard for him to adapt.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So this is interesting because, like, for example, Suave is saying Osimhen might set the market when it comes to like what Dusan will go for. So
the problem with Osimhen though is that Napoli overplayed their hand, and if he returns on loan from Galatasaray, it doesn't matter if he scores 40, 50 goals, 30 goals, 60 goals. It doesn't matter because it's in the Turkish Super League. Of course, it's great for Galatasaray because they got him on a loan, and I think they paid 2/3 of his contract, and that's why Napoli said yes, because he gets off their books like at least. But it doesn't matter how much he scores, how many goal contributions he has. If he comes back from a loan from the Turkish Super League, he will go for max 50 to 60 million, and that's the problem.
If I was
They
Napoli,
will
I'd sell him in January.
they will not see Napoli will not see the money that they want for him. It's a wasted year basically for him. And if a striker at his age is wasting a year, the value drops dramatically. And it's not a case of where in the NFL, for example, like Joe Burrow sets the next contract value, then Patrick Mahomes is getting a contract with
Right
5
now,
million more, and
right now,
the next one is getting a contract with 5 million more.
well, no,
It's
right,
not a case of that because Osimhen will set a low bar, and that low bar will be our problem as well.
which is interesting because, like, for example, unless I don't know how they're going to play this, unless maybe Icardi I think Icardi got hurt, but because they have Icardi and Dres Mertens on their
Yeah.
front line at Galatasaray.
They didn't need him technically.
They didn't.
It's a prestige signing for them.
Well, for Galatasaray, it's a great signing. Probably one of the best signings
I think
they have.
they're not. Are they in the Champions League? Do they play Champions
I
League?
think they might
Yes,
be.
they do. They beat
Or was it
no.
Europa?
They
Or was it
they,
Europa League?
they play in the Europa League. They lost.
Yeah,
They
you
got
see,
eliminated
he's
by
not even
Young
playing
Boys.
Champions League.
Whoa.
And that's why I say like his the stage is even smaller for him. If he played like Champions League at least, but yeah. Yeah, because they missed Champions League qualification. The Turkish champ doesn't get into the Champions League immediately. I think they lost their playoff match.
The
I
playoff
forgot who it was.
qualification. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
well,
that's why they're in the Europa League.
it's a little bit interesting though because, like, for example, I really don't understand the move because Icardi has almost 30 goals all competitions last season for Galatasaray. Because he's pretty much near the 30 mark. So
It's because he's a better player than Icardi, probably, and that's it. Like you just have more firepower, and you're good. And probably like sell some shirts. You know, you can do a lot of things.
Yeah.
Toto.
And also, oh yeah,
Toto, what's going on?
Let's greet our Italian champion.
Oh, Toto. I can't hear you, Toto.
Mamma mia.
Well, we'll give you a minute to get you set up, buddy. All right, but go on, German Dave.
On that
El
point
David.
by LJJ, if I would swap Rodrigo with Dujan, the problem is I would take Rodrigo in a heartbeat. The problem is if you do that, you still need to buy a striker.
Yeah,
Because
Rodrigo's
he's
not a target man.
he's one of the most like right wingers that you can get. Like he's occupying the half space sometimes, but he's an actual like right winger. And if you do that that swap, you still need to invest around 50 million to get a competent, consistent striker.
You know the player that would make sense would be Higuain, ironically.
Yeah.
Like 15 or not 15. Yeah, 15, 16 or 16, 17 Higuain. Like that Higuain, if you were to plop him on this current team, would be insane.
Yep. He did well surprisingly well under Saudi as well.
Like, oh my goodness, that would be like a Tevez, like a Higuain or a Tevez would just be absolutely insane. Because, like, for example, Higuain could win the ball, hold the trap, facilitate play. Absolutely insane. All right, Toto, let's see.
I think that would have been perfect if we had Alvarez.
I think Toto's here.
Julian Alvarez.
Yep, Toto's here.
Jeff, hold up.
We can hear you.
What's up, boys?
What's going on, Toto?
Oh, just I don't know if it's just that Italy's better than I thought.
I didn't show you what's on the back.
Oh, that's beautiful. Look at
He's
that.
my favorite player right now. He's one of my
I
favorite
didn't
players.
show you what's on the back, man. And now I'm a traitor again. But dude, what the jersey, what the player, man.
What's on your mind, Toto?
No, nothing. I don't know if Italy is better than I thought or if France is just really bad all of a sudden.
France is shit.
France was shit like for half a year now. Dude, France was basically
was
the
shit.
team that that awoke Germany from the dead because
Oh my!
we beat them in a friendly where we played like shit and they couldn't convert their chances like always, and that woke us up, and they couldn't score to save their life as well, like in the Euros, and they continue to be shit.
Let Sal have his win. You guys just shut him down immediately. You're like, no, France is shit.
Hey, and we beat them in Paris. You know,
Yeah,
like it wasn't
yeah.
completely. You know what I mean? With
Yeah.
that team, with a Tonali who
So-
hasn't played in God knows how
So-
long.
Hey, Sal, we broke them for you when we scored like 8 seconds after kickoff against them.
Well, you know what? Like we decided not to let Albania have their shine anymore, and pretty much ruin their record as far as fastest team to ever score against Italy. Why
Oh
Di
my-
Lorenzo is starting and not Gatti?
Oh my God.
3-man
Hey.
back line? I don't know.
Sal, I need to correct every sentence that I uttered before the season that I want Di Lorenzo. Oh my God. I take
because-
everything
Sal,
back.
because it's
I have
simple.
never seen a player getting washed so quickly. It's incredible, man.
I
No,
think
no.
Luciano Spaghetti is a fraud. That's as
Oh,
simple
I
as that.
agree 100%.
It's a
I
fraud.
agree 100%.
I kind of want to. I think there's a player that's worse than Di Lorenzo, and his name is Ilsad Husay. I was watching that game
I
today.
wanted to ask you that earlier when we were on Albania. How is he doing, my man?
Dude, every time I was watching the game, he touches the ball. My first instinct was, don't fuck up, don't fuck up, don't fuck up, don't fuck up. Because there'd be times where he'd just get the ball and say, I've got no options. Hoof, and just yeet it to the other side of the field. I'm like, what are you doing? Just play it to the keeper. Play it fucking simple. Like, Husay to me is the definition of a brain dead idiot. Like, I don't know why he still gets called up. And he had the armband. Oh, good Lord. Every time Ukraine would attack on our right side, I'm just like, Husay, don't commit a foul. Because like I saw him get skinned alive. He got skinned alive a couple of times. He got cooked, outran, overran. And I'm like, there's this one play where they kick it and it goes off Smiley's shoulder and they're petitioning handball. And the replay starts, and the first thing I see is Husay reaching to try to grab the guy's jersey because he cooked him so fucking bad. Like, good Lord. He is
Dash took that personal.
Oh, I took that.
Is it really just Spain and everybody else right now in terms of
Yes.
like UEFA? Like that's it, right?
I think so.
My take. You want to know my take on Spain? No Rodri, no party.
Absolutely. Hey, but it's not only the Spanish team. Like, he unlocks Spain, he unlocks Manchester City. Like, he is so incredible.
I
like,
think.
honestly.
Okay, I have a wild take. He should win the Ballon d'Or.
Absolutely, I agree.
I think
Absolutely.
he should.
I think so.
It's either him or
Absolutely.
Bellingham.
He wins. He wins every fucking game he plays.
He does.
And
but
whenever he doesn't play, when he's injured, when he's suspended, when he has a red card ban, a yellow card ban, or whatever, even Manchester City in that Pep Guardiola system, even they are fucking up. Dude, he's the key to every single system.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's 100% had a better season than Bellingham, but the only problem is like Bellingham has had flashier moments.
Honestly, the best midfielder in world football for the maybe past, what was it, 4 or 5 years?
I would say 2 to 3.
Incredible.
I would say
I
2
think,
to
like
3.
I said, he's very underrated. I don't mind either him or Bellingham winning it, and I hate Real Madrid.
You want to know why like people can say he's underrated? Because he's a
Hey
CDM.
Jeff, that's a Real Madrid team, right?
Fair enough. I will always root for them in case, like, compared to Real Madrid, I will never root for them. Never.
He's
too much
it's
salt.
I just need to see a green screen with Barcelona gear on one of these days, just for shits and giggles.
Hey, that's your part there.
You know, I do have for Spain. I used to like Barcelona back in the day. Like,
you went to rehab.
Ronaldinho and Messi, but now it's like they're just a joke of a club.
Hey, for me it was always Atletico because I love their dark arts, man. Since I remember, like, Simeone is the coach. Like, as a player, he already played the dark arts. That dude studs up. He is the Argentinian Roy Keane, basically.
I was gonna say he helped the fascists win a Scudetto in 2000.
Yep. And dude, and how he took that over to his as his coaching style, dude, I love everything about.
Yeah, but
about
you want to hear
Scotland.
something funny, right? So like these guys, these good Spanish coaches, where did they learn all these, like, because Pep's got a little dark art in him too.
Oh yeah,
They spent a lot of time playing in Serie A, and they've made it work. Like
Yeah.
they've turned that into like just like these amazing coaching careers.
Yeah.
And just on Barcelona, I mean, hey, it's been a very early season, but they look good. Lewandowski looks like he's back.
The problem is, and it's with Hansi Flick, like all the time, like his system is very good. Like how he sets his team up on the front, like his teams are always explosive goal scoring teams. The problem is, and it will keep happening with this Barcelona, that they will be bad defensively. And it will continue to be so because they didn't strengthen their defense actually, and they're depending on 16 and 17-year-olds to start again, and they will, like, I want those talents to succeed. Like, I'm rooting for every talent, like always, but to throw them into the Shark Tank like that, and that league against the teams are playing dirty, man. Atletico is a shithouse team. And you put those juniors out against the front line of Vini Jr., Mbappe, and Rodrigo? Dude,
It's child abuse.
yeah.
Well, it's like a Toyota or a Subaru going up against a Lamborghini.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much it. What you're saying is that Hansi Flick is the German De Zerbi.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, we don't honor that name around here.
Yeah, it is. Dash, how's my prediction doing with
Second place.
Marseille?
Second place.
Third place. It was
They'll-
third.
third place. Yeah, okay. Oh, they'll fall. Don't worry. He'll have his fall from grace, and I'll be here for it. I'll be smiling, saying,
I know. I don't know. I don't know. What do you guys think about Coop Miners?
"What a guy! What a guy!"
Seconds into the game, he already was changing the whole dynamic.
Absolutely.
It was like,
And now give him time.
Lovely.
He's not even fit yet. He's not.
He's
game
not
fit.
even hit his final form.
Yeah, dude, he's not even game fit. He had like 2 practice sessions maybe with the team
You know,
before that game.
he's more game fit than Luis Diaz's backup.
yet again.
Is that how we're referring to him now?
And
Yes.
That is the new nickname.
Hey, and Luis Diaz's backup played the Euros.
You need to have your new avatar in the Discord just be a picture of Luis Diaz. Then
Oh,
That's-
I have mine's with Dusan in a suit, but I can change it to that.
all I know is, like, for me, the only thing that makes sense in terms of why Luis hasn't been starting when obviously he's in form, I think it's once Thuram is back, I think you're going to see those guys all the time.
Oh, those three are not.
That's going to be that pairing, yeah. So that pairing,
Yep.
and Kuhlmeier is like, I think it's gonna be a real problem, man. Like that quality in the midfield. It's just there's not really. I think individually they have more quality than Inter's like big three.
Absolutely.
They just don't have.
Absolutely.
They don't have the understanding,
Yes.
right?
So the chemistry is going to take time.
That'll come.
Yeah. It's going to take time.
Also,
That'll get there.
And I don't care what Interisti will say this, but like, for example, dude, Coop Myers is miles ahead of Chanalogu as far as creative ability.
Okay,
think-
maybe. Yeah.
I would say Coop Myers, as far as the ability to cover and do stuff, he is way better than Chanalogu. I think Douglas Luiz gives you more versatility than Mkhitaryan does.
Mhm.
And I think Thuram is more defensively, more physically stronger than Barella. Like,
But I was still
Yeah,
good.
Thuram
midfielder,
won't be
but
rolling around with the theatrics. You won't see.
yeah, no, I'm saying, like, exactly,
Thuram is a
right?
beast, man.
Thuram is a physical specimen where it's like Barella is like 5'1", like, every time he gets hit.
I keep telling you to watch. You have at some point to watch Thuram live. Like
It's huge.
Hey, honestly, the TV coverage doesn't do it justice. Like how much taller he is than everybody else on the pitch. Like he's bossing everybody around. That's incredible.
I believe that. Yeah, no, for sure. He has a good physical. He's got a good physical presence. I think the only thing for Juve right now this season is going to be the attack. Where I think Inter has an edge over us is the
Oh,
attack.
absolutely. The
And that's-
duel of Lautaro and Thuram is way better than Dusan. Both of those players are better than Dusan.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're hoping
Yeah, you're
to
just hoping
compensate
you're
with
just
winger
hoping,
play,
yeah,
basically.
between our wingers. Yeah, between our wingers and the increase in goal output from our midfielders, you're hoping that bridges that gap a little bit.
Yeah.
For sure.
Which it has the possibility. I mean, with Nico and Conceição, I mean, unfortunately, they're both dinged up, and even I guess we can finally chalk this one off the Allegri list of muscular injuries because even with a new coach, we still got
and
fucking
look,
musculars.
Obviously, right? I'm no elite athlete, right? But when you're talking about these muscular injuries, what is it? You would just think like, hey, these guys are on a really good stretching program, and the PT that they're getting day in and day out has got to be top notch. Like, what the fuck, dude?
I think I might answer this. I think though a lot of this has to do with stretching, but mobility training. I think there needs to be like some form of mobility training. If anybody should ever give the advice, should be Tom Brady's trainer. Whoever Tom Brady's personal trainer is, that's the guy probably to look for.
It's over.
No, I agree, Jeff, but you have to think like this is a professional run football club. They should have the best nutritionists, the best fitness coaches. Those people should know those things.
We also run a business, which means sometimes some of the executive decisions might have budget cut nutritionists.
But if those budget cut nutritionists let your freshly bought or freshly loaned player and he's injured and out for a month, that's also bad for your business.
Yeah, because here let me rebut you there.
I agree with you. No, I don't disagree. It's just that's the thing. There are some people that love to cut.
No, and it's fair, right?
Spending.
Yeah. No, you're fair with that, right? Because the reason why I'm saying it's concerning that perspective, right? Because for example, Dusan, $85 million asset, Koopmeier, $60 million asset. Arbitrary numbers here, folks. You have millions of dollars in assets, and you're you might want to make sure that you get the best that you've invested out of it. My thing that I think the issue is I think there is issues with the intensity levels because it's the beginning of the season. I think Motta is raising the intensity levels a little bit too high for the beginning, and I think that either there's a lot of fatigue and they're not recovering properly because when you do, for example, when you're doing hypertrophy training, so hypertrophy training is, time over tension. That's what it's called essentially. So you're doing as much load throughout very small intermediate breaks. You're consistently blasting your muscle with load. Pause. What you have to do is you need to be able to recover properly, foam roll, ice baths, etc., acupuncture, suction cups, your girlfriend, whatever helps you relax. But this is a little bit for example, the training staff can only do so much. It's also on the player themselves to recover properly, whether that's sleeping properly, doing X, Y, and Z. And that's where, I think, because, for example, with Motta, there's a very high hypertrophy. I think that's what their high intensity training phases are. It's very, very intense. For example, me, yes, I'm not a professional player, right? But I feel it when I'm playing 3 times a week. And then when because I exercise in the gym 4 times a week and I have 3 matches a week. By the time it's Friday, I'm feeling it a little bit, even though I foam roll. I don't eat as much Taco Bell as I used to. And I still make sure that I sleep decently well, right? But you still feel it. And I think the difference is what I'm doing is nothing compared to what they're doing at the Continental. It's times 100. So I think that might be a play of it. I think it's just some of the players aren't doing their due diligence to recover properly.
And I played yesterday, and I was doing twice the amount of running. I was playing against Albanians, which is that's pain in the ass to play with. I love them to death, but they're a pain in the ass.
It's foul. It's foul. Foul. It's foul. It's foul.
And I'm running twice as much.
Can I ask you guys something on this really quick? I wonder if this is I wonder how close the cultures are. So when I used to do footy more back in the day, and I'd be playing with the guys, especially the guys maybe 7 to 8 years older than me. Did you have guys that are actually smoking cigarettes as they play?
Before. Before the game, they're outside lighting up the stick.
No, I mean
halftime, I witnessed it.
Oh, I mean, I don't think they can. I mean, we're in an indoor facility, so like they can't, right? So,
Okay, yeah.
I got.
I'm
Hey,
dating
I don't know.
myself.
Jeff might be
we
playing
played.
outdoor. I play indoor with them, so like it's an
Yeah,
indoor
outdoor,
facility.
outdoor.
We
Yeah,
we
no,
we,
outdoor.
I
we
live
played
it.
outdoor all the time. Hey, they smoke before the game. They smoke during halftime
You wanna
outside
know?
of
You
the
wanna
locker
know
room. They smoke
something?
after the game. We even had guys like smoking a hookah like 1 hour before the game. Like it was
Let me
crazy.
explain you something. I live in Florida, which is scorching hot,
Yeah.
humid as hell, and these bastards don't even have one indoor facility. And I'm playing in probably, I would arguably say, one of the worst times to play in Florida. Where like
every time is terrible to play over there. You guys have
no,
like
hey,
humidity
December is
over.
golden. Winter, well, our winter is golden. Like it's probably one of the best times to play is like November to I would say March is golden.
That's when you like
Everything else is
humidity.
shit.
Yeah, that's when humidity's good.
No, there's not very little humidity, not as hot. But I'm playing on my standards. I could play through hell. If the match was set in hell when it was scorching hot, I can play it. I'm used to it now.
Man, because
I can handle that.
It's called Florida.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Florida made me into a beast. But like
And then
again, it's just, you get used to
And
it.
we would hydrate with jugs of water with anisette in it. That was the training back then.
Or as an average Floridian, and if I'm playing with Americans, an average American would hydrate themselves with Bud Light. So that's it.
And if you're really bougie, it'd be
Stay
Coors.
hydrated.
I'm not even lying. I had a goalie. He came to the games drunk with a jug of Bud Light. I'm like, I don't know how did he do that.
Most of the guys in my league, they just pull up a joint. They just roll up a joint, just blow a joint right before the game. And it's like, bro, I have to play, man. I get high as hell, but it helps me relax. I'm like, hey, man, whatever, dude. As long as you're clearing that shit, I got no issues. I'm just whatever.
Whatever. I don't know. Like,
yeah, this is the dive Contanasa right here.
Dive Contanasa, marijuana, and Budweiser.
Dehydrated. You're not getting dehydrated with a joint.
Coach Dash.
Beer, it's like, jeez. I was like, I don't know. It's like when I hear people complain to me like, oh, the La Continenza is like humid and hot. I'm like, like, whatever. You're getting paid millions of dollars. I'd do it in a heartbeat.
Okay, so we've got a newbie here. Let's see.
Before we get into that, as a fun fact, as we were talking about football players and having a joint before the game, our guy Dean Huysen, who always looks completely shot, has more minutes than Calafiori. I just wanted to state that. 103 minutes.
Good Lord.
Good for him.
So Vertical Extra, I believe this is vertically new for us. Motta's mold of a striker, and I think German Dave, you would know this, is Anje Ioan Boni from Parma, 20 years old.
No. I'm not that much into the Parma scouting. I'm not
me neither. Great ball control, manipulation, decent vision, and
I heard the name, but I have no idea.
I only saw briefly when I was watching the Milan game. I saw it, and I think it's, again, like, for example, I think it would be an option that you'd want to look over the summer, right? It would make sense because, like, right now what you currently have in the setup doesn't, the strikers that we have, maybe it's yet to, I kind of want to see how Milik operates in this, to be honest with you. I'm a little bit curious to see if he's that third choice /
I'm sorry to say it, but Milik was a better passer than Vlahovic.
So that's why I'm saying I think I kind of want to see that. I'm not advocating that it's a great move that Milik is the guy.
No.
I want to see.
It's not great, but it can be okay.
Milik is injury prone, first of all, and second of all, like, yeah, he's just got the same as a bad touch with Dusan. So it's like, and he'd probably be inconsistent as well. I just think he would be good for like the last 20 minutes of the game. I think he can do well in that situation. So.
Ameri Itani says, would you rather have Calafiori / Todibo or Bremer and Gatti?
Bremer Gatti all the way because of Bremer.
Bremer comps hard defensively, is way better defensively than Calafiori.
Just because of Bremer. If you put player X next to Bremer, then maybe I have one of those two be before Gatti. But Bremer Gatti all the way because of Bremer.
He does so much dirty work that's unnoticed. That that's one of the reasons why he's not.
Dude, he's such an intelligent defender. He's not like tall and massive. Like, he's intelligent. How he shifts his body, how he puts his body into the opponent, how he's shrugging them off
Well,
with his shoulder.
if I
Honestly,
want a
how
more offensive, if I want a more offensive game, I'll pick Calafiori. But if I want something to not leak any goals and more balanced, I will pick the Bremer Gatti.
dude, he's
So let
incredible.
me ask you guys this then on that point, right? I feel like this is a bit of a conundrum now, right? Because if Gatti and Bremer are building this understanding, and we're posting clean sheet after clean sheet, does Mota have to sort of refine his approach in terms of how he wants to build from the back? Because those guys are really not Mota guys that you're thinking of, for his style of play. So then what do you do, right?
It's a good problem to have. I mean, that's the first thing, right?
agreed.
It's a great problem to have.
You try to shift more responsibility towards Cambiaso, and or pulling Douglas Luiz or Locatelli, depending on who's playing the deepest role, pulling them back down to receive the ball.
Because tactically, what you would want to do, right, is you would want, like, for example, either Bremer or Gatti to go straight into the midfield, and then it would overlap with Locatelli or Douglas Luiz or Thuram. And one of those three would become the auxiliary center back that could potentially build and move the ball from the back. Like, that's what you would do. That's what he's currently doing. And honestly, I think Mota has already kind of adjusted to it. I think Mota kind of saw what he had in training, and he's already implementing that strategy. Because, like, for example, if you watch film and folks, like, if you really, really look into the film and you look at how the players are interchanging, and I kind of wish they had like what the NFL has, like it's called the stadium or the teleprompter view, where it has like the entire field where you can actually see, like, for example, the routes and everything that are being run. That is one thing the NFL has on footy, is that you can have like a view that shows like an overhead view of the entire field, and you can see like the defense lineups, the offensive lineups. So like if you can obviously see this if you're at the Allianz or if you're at the game, right? But one thing that I want you guys to look at when you're watching the next Juve game is watch how, like, for example, when Bremer or Gatti surge forward, look at how one of the midfielders fills in the hole and becomes an auxiliary center back. And, like, for example, Gatti will stay in that center defensive midfield position where, like, for example, the ball will get sent to Cambi. Like, Gatti will charge forward. He'll lay the ball to Koopmeyers or the winger will pass it back down to Cambiaso, and then whoever's filling in the hole will then get the ball. Essentially, will receive the ball from the back there, and it's either Locatelli or Douglas Luiz. Ideally, it'd probably be Douglas Luiz, but you can see that. I think Moto's already working on that because, like, for example, the one thing that isn't really taught that much in this game anymore is center backs that actually defend and do old school defense. And that's why I think Bremer's value is grossly underrated, just because he can't pass a ball. But defensively, he's great. Gatti has the aggressiveness. And this is where it's I don't want to say a poor version because it's disrespectful to them, but it's an alternative to what you had with Bonucci and Chiellini. Gatti is your aggressive, like your Chiellini-esque tackler, where I think Bremer is a lot more refined now. Like, Bremer's refined his tackling ability, where it's just surgical. Like, the way that Bremer tackles.
And you know what is crazy about Bremer? Just because you were talking about it, he doesn't even need slight tackles or something like that, because his positioning defensively is perfect. Like, he's always where he needs to be. He doesn't need to do those last second slide tackles. And even with Gatti, what I like, because we said, like, he's a double-sided knife basically, but he has the speed to recover a lot. Like, Gatti is for a center back, like, very quick, and that helps him, like, in lots of cases, like offensively and defensively. And I like the composition so far.
Yeah. And this is kind of going back to our fitness training here. I don't understand how American football players don't get these injuries. They weight train and do more sprinting, but they're also bigger
because they're juiced up.
They're bigger too.
Dude,
they're a lot bigger.
The stuff that the NFL is allowing the players to take to stay fit. Yeah, you have to imagine the abuse that they are taking on their bodies. Like, it's car crashes week after week after week. And the stuff that those brothers are taking is
and it depends on which position in the NFL. Like, the O-line, the running backs are getting injured left and right.
So it's the running back. It's not for long. I mean, those guys are just getting gashed by 500 pound or 300 pound dudes.
Or the running quarterbacks.
And this isn't a knock on soccer, right? Because it's one of my favorite sports to watch. But in terms of athletics, there is no more athletic sport than NFL. You got
Yeah.
guys, you have guys there that are running like Olympic level speeds.
Yeah.
Right. And this is just what they decided to do. They're there's a lot of hard work that goes into it, but genetically, just freak athletes.
I mean, you look at wide receivers, right? Like the wide receiver, 6'7", can jump 48 inches in the air, can run a 40-yard dash in 4 seconds.
Yep.
Like that's just like people have always said this, right? Like if the United States actually took their NFL players and had them play footy, like they would, no one would touch them.
Dude, the U.S. flag football team at the next Olympics will cook, man.
Well, they're not letting NFL players play.
They're not. I think that
No.
was the initial plan.
So the NFL created the flag football league. So there's like actual professional flag football players.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So like unfortunately you're not going to see Tyreek Hill, Patrick Mahomes, and all those guys play flag football.
Started throwing dimes at the Olympics.
I'm gonna say one thing about Patrick Mahomes. He's a living, breathing cheat code to the NFL. The
He's
guy's a
nuts.
cheat code.
Oh my god.
He's nuts. But
He's too good.
Look,
but
I'm 29 years old, going on to 30, so I haven't watched like the NFL for a long time, but I'm watching it for 6, 7, 8 years, something like that. And I haven't seen something like Patrick Mahomes. I don't know about you guys because you're watching it longer because you're not North Americans, basically. And I haven't seen anything like Patrick Mahomes.
well, it's funny because Patrick Mahomes.
I don't even like him, man. And
I don't care for him. I just find it funny that Patrick, out of all the quarterbacks, Patrick Mahomes has not beaten Jared Goff, and I'm just gonna keep that to myself.
Well, at least Tampa Bay got a big W against Kansas City Chiefs in the 2021 Super Bowl, so I'm good.
Yep.
He's like, "What's up?"
I would say, as far as Patrick Mahomes, like probably the quarterback that I saw back in the day that has like a lot of his tools, his IQ and stuff like that was probably like more like I say Steve Young.
Yeah,
he gave me like a lot of like Steve Young vibes, But it's also not fair to compare different eras of quarterbacks because back in the day, like case in point, my favorite quarterback growing up and why I'm a Dolphin fan is Dan Marino.
Yeah.
That guy had the quickest release out of any quarterback, and he needed it back then because you were allowed to murder quarterbacks.
Yeah.
You were allowed to do it. Like the Peyton, Tom Brady, early feud or whatever was when they said, dude, like we're spending too much money on these guys and we need to start protecting them. So I'd say a lot of older quarterbacks, probably like some of the more mobile ones, might have had a little bit of a longer career, might have had a little bit more, longevity in them because Patrick Mahomes will play until God knows when. He's probably going to have he probably has at least another like 6 years of prime output, which is scary for the rest of the
if they allow him to not be like touched by anybody, like of course like he will hold up for a decade if he wants to.
Yeah, someone was telling me that Andy Reid's going to retire soon. I was like, the only way Andy Reid retires is if Patrick Mahomes stops playing.
And then imagine Bill Belichick comes back. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I think also I wanted to add one thing I noticed from 20 years ago to 10 years ago to now is the quarterbacks now are far more mobile and they don't put as much effort into the O-line, maybe like a left tackle. And that's the thing. They're far more mobile, more athletic, so they're more versatile compared to back then. Yep. How did I notice that when I was watching Tom Brady's last year and then like comparing him to all the other quarterbacks, and it's just a completely night and day. And that's the thing. And like, they do fast release. He's mobile. They're more mobile. Like I think Michael Vick would have thrived this year in this era.
By the way, what I think is amazing because Josh Allen is also running quarterback. Like in some instances, he runs even like close the yardage as Lamar Jackson. Like not over the course of the season, but in some games. And to me, it's incredible how fit like he stays. Like he's barely.
He's a big boy.
He's a big dude.
He's got them big. Like he's Ben Roethlisberger big.
He's Ben Roethlisberger if Roethlisberger actually ran.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what though?
And-
Roethlisberger had way better. He had way better judgment than Josh
Oh, yeah.
Allen. That's
Oh,
what's
yeah.
going to stop
Allen lacks
touchdowns.
accuracy as well. That's what kills him.
Yeah.
He's like
You know-
he is a pick six guy. He's like
Yeah, very
Jameis
far
Winston,
back.
except runs better. But he has more
without the crab
he is-
legs.
Yeah, without the crab legs. And that's
Yeah, you know, kind of there because I know LJJ wants us to talk about the Jets, but you know the funny
Dude,
thing about
let's hope their quarterback makes it through one game,
Yeah.
and then you will talk about the Jets.
I
Yeah.
hate Rodgers. He is
Oh,
really good,
oh,
don't
yeah.
get me wrong, but I hate the guy.
Oh,
the only
yes. Oh,
yeah
absolutely.
the only thing about what I think about the Jets is that team will go as far as Aaron Rodgers is
Mhm.
able to stand. That's it.
No, I agree. Like, he obviously, I do think he's super accurate with the ball. Like, he's a good individual player, but
He's
I
not
think
even
as
that
like a
anymore.
leader and a
Like in his last
quarterback
Packers,
and a
in his last
person, no,
Packers
I
season,
hate
he
him.
wasn't even accurate.
I just
No,
Also-
he's good. He's good. Rodgers has always been good with the ball, but the thing is like he chokes when like in the big upcoming games, like playoff games, he
Title games.
chokes.
title games.
Yeah, he chokes. And on top of
Yeah.
that, he's just an arrogant prick. I don't like him.
Oh yeah.
He's a dude.
Oh yeah.
You know,
He's
I watched the Eagles Packers last night, and I was just sitting there thinking to myself, I'm like, am I seeing like what these analysts are seeing in Jordan Love? Like, I still think he's mediocre. I think he can just run, and that's why people are crazy about it. Like, you know how many times in the red zone,
Yeah.
you know how many times they're in the red zone, and he had like erratic throws. Like the touchdowns that the Packers got were just because the Eagles were being way too aggressive on the press, and like
Yeah.
they slipped. Like I don't understand how people are still telling me like, oh, the Packers are going to win the NFC because of Jordan Love. I'm like, what? I'm like, how does that make sense?
more likely, I do think the 49ers will be probably a threat. Maybe the
Yeah.
Eagles. I don't know. I don't know yet with the Eagles. It's going to depend.
Oh, I'm not sure with my Eagles. As long as my quarterback and my coach hate each other, I don't trust anything with that team.
I still have mine. I might be biased, but I still think the Lions are probably arguably the best
Honestly,
team.
I'll tell you the truth. I hope they do. I honestly, they've been bad. They've been like
I would-
horrendous
I
for
wouldn't
the
mind-
past
I
years
wouldn't
and
mind
years
for
and
that.
years. I'd be happy for the Lions to actually
Yeah.
do good. I like Dan Campbell. I like the team. They fight. Yeah, I would never have a problem with Detroit doing well. Yeah.
Dan Campbell is a Conte-esque coach.
And I want Goff to succeed to shove it down Sean McVay's
Oh, I don't like Sean McVay. He's too
I
much of a.
I can't wait tomorrow.
He's cringe. Good coach, but cringe.
Yeah.
He kind of reminds me of like some fraternity, like a frat boy turned into a coach.
Well, you know, the reason why him and Goff.
He's the deserver of the NFL, and
He is.
he won a goddamn title, and that's why he's acting even more entitled.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because like
How he is mid 30s, or did he reach his 40s by now?
I think he's early 40s now.
How the hell does he have a coaching tree, brother? You're max 40. How the hell do you have a coaching tree already in the NFL?
The
They're
thing
not
is with
good.
like when they hire NFL coaches, for what I've noticed, is more like based on who you know, nepotism, all that crap. Like it's not really. I don't think a lot of it is on merit. I think it's just based on who you
Except
know.
of Mike Vrabel, for example, nobody out of the Bill Belichick coaching tree was successful.
Yeah,
And even Mike Vrabel, like he was in an AFC Championship game, I think, but no, he didn't win
no,
further.
he won the conference. I think
Oh,
he
that
won
that
like
oh
the first
No, he
seed
won
of
the
the
division.
conference and lost to Joe Burrow.
oh
Yeah.
yeah.
No,
oh,
they
yeah.
did go to it was shit, I forgot one. No, they did go to the AFC title game. It was, I think, his second or third.
Was it Kansas
They went
City?
they went to a title game. I think it was Kansas City. They were leading by 2 touchdowns. It was
and they choked at
they
Arrowhead,
choked
I believe.
they choked at Arrowhead, and then Kansas City won that game, and then they went and got butt fucked by the Bucks.
No. I remember that. No, it was the Buffalo Bills that played Kansas City. That was
the
Josh
divisional.
Allen's first AFC game. I remember that they destroyed the Buffalo Bills, and
No,
then
no,
they
it
got
was
wrecked by
the
the
overtime
Tampa Bay
rule. No, it
Bucks.
was the overtime rule. They were crying about the overtime rule. That was the
That
divisional.
was the year after.
And that
And
was
that
the
was
year
against
after.
the Buffalo Bills again.
That was the
in the
18
divisional
seconds
rounds.
game. That was the year after, yeah.
Oh, I remember that year so perfectly.
Yeah,
I
no,
remember
it was
the
Chiefs
Bucks
Titans
championship.
2020. I got it right. It was the 2020 season. That was
The
when the
Titans?
Chiefs beat the Niners.
Niners, yes, there it is.
So that was
Yes,
20
that's
yeah,
it.
it was when the Chiefs went to the
Garoppolo
Niners.
quarterback
Yes.
Niners.
2019 season to 2020. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. So I
because
remember that.
it was the Titans. They were up 17-7, and then they choked in the fourth quarter.
Okay, but I want to get back to. I was wanting to get back to football. One thing. So with Juventus, if we do bad, if we are going to go on a downward trajectory, if it happens, you lose a couple games. Where would we be exposed? It will happen. That's fine. I expected. What are we going to be exposed?
Finishing.
Not converting.
Not converting. That's where we're going to
That's one. Do you think
I don't think we will be defensively exposed.
No.
I don't think we will be defensively exposed.
Because, like, for example,
because the depth that we will have when Douglas Luiz is actually fit, when Thuram is fit again, when you have Gotti and Bremer working, when you have Cabal and like everybody, and on top of that you implement Kalulu, like if he gets actually game fit and can like be a viable rotational piece. Defensively, we will be very good this season.
Okay.
I think so. Like, for example, for me, the spot that we get exposed is the conversion, right? Like, for example, if we're not converting chances, we let in a sweaty goal. Like, a sweaty goal is like something goes off a deflection or a corner kick or a set piece, right? Like that would be, if I were to see us go through a downward trend, it would be that offensively we struggle and then we just lose, sweaty games, or we drop, we essentially lose games, or it's just like 1-0 or yada yada yada, right? Like that's where I think that we'll have like an expose per se. I don't expect, like, for example, a team to run riot on us and drop like 3 or 4 on us, or like 2-0 and just completely butt fuck us, right?
You might have the odd game where shit is hitting the fan or whatever, but I think over the course of the season, I think it will be good.
I was thinking, who do you guys think it will be the player of the season? Like, who do you think is? I kind of have minds, but I'm kind of like 50-50 on him.
Overall, most valuable player?
Yeah.
Whole Serie A?
Who I probably think is going to be a surprise, yeah.
Oh, a surprise.
Not for Juve, for the Juve team.
I would say surprise would be different than like most valuable player. Because like a most valuable player is someone you're expecting essentially to be the most important guy.
We'll put both. So the MVP and the surprise player.
Honestly, for me, the MVP the past seasons, and I think this season will continue to be as Bremer.
Right. I think Bremer holds the MVP. I think the surprise, though,
he was even like Bremer for me was the best player. Like also hands down last season, for example. Like
last season, 100%.
The defense was the only thing that was like half working, and that was because of him. Like Danilo, Gatti, whoever played like defense was. They made mistakes all over the pitch, and he was the only constant that we had.
So, like, for example, for me, it's again, I think I would put Bremer. Unfortunately, we kind of gotten exposed a little bit, but I was going to say the surprise for everyone was going to be Conceição. Like, I have a lot of stock in Conceição, a lot lot of equity. If he
I said that's what I wanted to get to.
I was going to say I would say. And LJJ kind of brought this up just now, and I kind of want to throw this up for MVP because he's not technically a surprise anymore. But I think Cambiasso could potentially rival Bremer for most valuable player. Though I think Bremer has more equity than Cambiasso does currently. I don't see that being a bad shout. Yildiz, I don't think Yildiz is classified as a surprise. So I think you take him out. I don't think he's MVP quality. Like, for example, he has to play. If he doesn't play, we're fucked. Like that's more of a Bremer right now. If Bremer's not on the pitch defensively, I have huge question marks. But like when it comes to surprise, I really do think, and like, for example, his brief cameo, I think Conceição might be the surprise. Arguably, I think you could put a reduced role Locatelli in as the surprise of the season, though I don't think it's a surprise because people are expecting him to do well. So I think it's not much of a surprise than it is just him living up to what the billing is. Because, like, for example, with Conceição, right? He was, a 10 million dry loan where with an option or obligation to buy for 20 to 30 million, right? So people are kind of like, oh, it's kind of like the same thing with Chiesa when Chiesa first came in, right? Like there wasn't really much of an expectation for Chiesa to be world class when he came in. No one had that expectation. I didn't. Beppe didn't. I remember Beppe even saying it himself. Like you can check the tape, folks. Like Beppe would say, like I wasn't crazy about Chiesa, but I'm happy that he popped off. So I think Conceição might arguably be the surprise of the season. Obviously, I don't think, like, for example, as much as I'd like Coop, I don't think Coop will be the MVP. I still think it's going to be locked down to Bremer. I think that's going to be your main thing.
And by the way, if Vlahovic raised his head and had looked a bit, Conceição would have already a goal, and Vlahovic would have one goal contribution more.
So I had it because that was the thing, because I said it even before the first game against Cuomo. I was like thinking that Conceição has been one of my most exciting signings. Like he was the one I looked forward to the most. It was the moment I watched him in Euros, and then the moment I saw some of the highlight games in Porto, I was like, this guy has something going on. My only concern with him is sometimes he's so reckless. Like I love it, but I hate it at the same time. He's like absolutely reckless. Like he goes like one-on-one against players and tries to win the ball that he might get injured. That's my only like concern with him, because of that intensity. He might get himself hurt.
True.
That's like the only thing that concerns me. But everything else, man, this guy's got it. Like I love it.
He sets the tone. Like for example, you need guys like that to set the tone. You need a forward that's setting the tone, because like for example, nothing hypes your defenders more than a forward that just comes in with a hard tackle that wins the ball. Like you want your defenders to kick it into another gear. You go in there, you press, you fly, and you fuck someone up. Like that is the number one way you get your team hyped up. And that's where
he's good. He's good on the ball. Like his dribbling abilities. Like I haven't seen somebody this good in a minute. Like it's been like I saw him in the Euros. I was like, I didn't think that we were gonna get him, but the moment I heard the idea, I'm like, please. I was like, I really hope we get.
You guys heard us here. You guys heard us here. I think the second, like German Dave and I were like, this guy needs to get brought in. Like I think both you and I were like, he needs to get brought in. Like
no, I saw that. I agree 100%. It was just the touch, the first touch, the drip, like the way that he moves the ball. He doesn't lose it.
His runs are intelligent too. Like for example, his cuts, everything was intelligent. Like he is everything. He was everything.
His run versus Roma that you showed again, Dash, that was in the shitlights reel of Dusan. His run was so perfectly timed.
Curved.
How he shook off Angelino. Like, it was incredible how perfectly he timed the run, the speed he was at. That's why I'm saying, like, Vlahovic didn't even need to touch the ball, just let it through. Like, honestly, I don't think Koopmeiners wanted Vlahovic to receive that ball because it was so perfectly timed into Conceição's run.
And
I think it wasn't even meant for Vlahovic. And that's why I think he was in the way of that. And if you touch that, just pass it onwards, because the run was so perfect. Honestly, it was a 1v1 situation with the goalkeeper.
So, sorry, Jeff, I'm gonna catch up on some comments real quick. So with 10 toes down with Swab saying, I think if we play high pressing teams, we'll be in trouble. I disagree, because this team also has counterattacking potential. So like, for example, right now you can hit teams with two fronts, and we tried doing that against Roma a little bit, where we press, we counter press, we press, we counter press. Atalanta, all they know is high press. They don't know anything else. So I think with us, we're a little bit two-dimensional, and I'm not too concerned.
Our press is also measured. We're not like guns blazing, like with three players like at the front pressing every single position, taking everything away. Like we're not that high pressing.
Logie
we
said,
do it pragmatically. That's what it is.
It's strategic.
In a pragmatic approach. Yeah.
Logie coming in saying, Dash, Albania won today. I am one of the few, because I know a lot of other Albanians that were telling me we're getting smoked by Ukraine, and I said, no, we're not, because
hell no, man.
This team is for real. If there's any Albanians that are listening to this or that watch us here, I'm going to keep it a buck with you. This Albanian national generation, if you watch the under 20s as well, I believe they beat Switzerland too. This, like, I'm telling you, this Euro squad has incited kind of like a renaissance in Albanian footy, because this group is good, the next group is good, and the following group after that's doing well. So
Oh yeah,
I'm hoping that, I have my own biases, obviously, you can see up there, but
well, for me as well.
yeah, so I'm telling you, I think they're going in a positive direction. The win against Ukraine doesn't surprise me. We'll see how they handle Marsh Vidal and the Georgians on Wednesday or Tuesday, one of those days.
By the
That'll be
way, Georgia showed up. Was it the Czech Republic? Dude,
Yeah,
it was
Czech
incredible.
Republic.
It was
Honestly,
incredible
I'm
how
more
they did.
terrified of Georgia than I was of Ukraine. I wasn't really.
Dude,
I don't know who said that we were
Georgia
getting
still,
smoked. I
Georgia
thought.
still the
I
Blue
thought
guys
as
don't
far
have
as
defense, but offensively,
as far as with the
dude.
Albania match, I thought maybe like a tie. I was thinking more of like a tie. Worst result was like a 1-1-0-0, but I didn't think it was like Ukraine smoking us. They're falling down. Like Ukraine is not the same anymore.
No, they're not.
Like
They're
they're not.
absolutely not.
No,
A
I
lot
think
of reasons, so.
out of that entire group, I think the best team defensively is going to be Albania, just the way that they like to play constricted and hit you fast on the counter. I think Georgia tactically will struggle with that because Georgia's going to keep their game way too open. And if you have Bayrami, Asani, and Mane isolated with one-on-ones with Georgian players, I think Asani will find really good passes.
As long as our back four is able to contain Mikel Datse and Karatsvelia, then we should be good. That's
as long as Husai doesn't play, we have a chance.
Yeah, that too.
I want to say this though because I think he got loaned to Spain, but Kumbula, he was a Roma player, but I think he got sent to La Liga. I wanted him. We were linked with him when him and Bayrami were playing. Not Bayrami. Him and Rahmani were playing together at Hellas Verona in 2019 with that really good back line that Verona had. Kumbula was going to go to Juve, but apparently Verona wanted 30 million, so Roma paid it and he went there. He's a great center back, man. He's a very good center back, and he's still really young.
Eko Kumbula was also one of those FIFA talents 2 years ago that had 83 potential or whatever.
Yeah, very bad knee injury. That's kind of what hampered him. Albanians and bad knees.
Yeah, no. Well, he is a Roma player, right?
He's not a Roma player anymore. He got Sassuolo.
But he got injured while he was at Roma.
Yeah, he got injured while he was at Roma.
It's the Stadio Olimpico curse.
Who didn't get injured at Roma?
Mourinho hated him. I don't know why.
Mourinho hated everybody, man.
Mourinho, I don't know. It's Mourinho will like get pissed off at the moment and forget about it. He's not one of He hates everybody. He's getting old.
So Kumbula is at Espanyol. He got sent to Espanyol on loan, and he is one of their best defenders.
That's good. That's a good start.
All right. So let's catch up here a little bit. So Suave was talking about Conceição killing Arsenal in the Champions League.
He did.
Yeah, Conceição and
him and Galeno. Him and Galeno were incredible.
Then LJJ says, I'm pissed that Dusan didn't pass the ball right away.
I'll let it through. Still, my opinion is let it through. Don't even touch it.
Luggy, Vlahovic is embarrassing. LJJ says, I watched last night Vinny playing for Brazil. That guy does not have the speed he used to have, and he looked like he gained some weight. He got that he got that Madrid's food.
No, what it is Brazilians. Okay, Brazilians rely on pure raw talent. And that's the thing. They're not the most disciplined set of players, but they have the raw talent. And then the moment they win everything, it's like they just kind of go downhill. Who do I know who did that? Ronaldinho won the World Cup, won the Champions League with Barcelona, started having a relationship with
Neymar did it before winning
his daughter. Yeah. That too. Neymar as well. Brazilian Ronaldo was a freak accident, but
Adriano was also like he was like let's not talk about that black and blue team, but he was also incredible before he sunk his career, like number one injuries, and then after that, like the eating, getting out of shape and everything.
You have to, as a player, I think when you're playing professionally, you have to watch your body at all costs.
Absolutely.
You have to. I mean, Cristiano is a prime example of what it means to be disciplined.
Your body is your money maker.
Yeah, your body's a money maker. He did everything he could so he could be the best who he is right now. So that's why it's so important. When you're making millions of dollars, you better take care on your body.
And
That's
also, if you
one
think
thing.
how Messi, for example, for his tiny stature, do you remember how people made fun of him because he was miniature? And in today's game, he's not even that small. Like if you consider like how tiny wingers are, like look at Conceição, for example. But also for Messi to be that small and taking care of his body as much as he did, and barely ever getting injured, were also incredible.
It is, yeah, no, because I mean, Barcelona had to do whatever they could. Honestly, honestly, like I shag on Barcelona's transfer markets, but that is probably one of the pickups that Barcelona did that saved the club's history. Pretty much, that saved the club in total. Messi was that guy that saved them. So, yeah.
I think does Rude Gilt get enough credit for saving Barcelona in like 2004, 2005? Because
No.
like Barcelona was
For
going
for everybody, Pep is the savior. Pep
like
and
that.
Messi.
No. I'm not saying Pep is like Pep did contribute, but I don't think he was only the savior. Obviously,
No, you're 100% right. But the fan base and the lots of or maybe it's the mindless Messi fans that are saying that. But most of what I hear, at least here in Germany, and I'm not in Barca like content
yeah.
videos or whatever or forums, but from what I hear, like they're glazing Pep for Barca's revival.
Yeah, it's because that's the one thing I always find obnoxious. Where it's just like, do you guys seriously not credit Rude Gilt for any of this?
Well, for not only Ruud Gullit,
Like,
but like let's talk about the architect of the Barcelona system, Johan Cruyff. He's a
Yeah.
footballing architect.
no, they
He's
give him credit for that. Like they'll give that, but like they don't give Rude anything. Because like you've heard it,
And
they're like, oh, Pep Guardiola, based it off.
And by the way, half of that Barca team was there before Pep.
Yeah. Well, guess who gave Messi his debut? Rude. Rude did.
wait, are we Ruud Gullit or was it Rijkaard?
I think it was Goulet.
I'm thinking. I'm thinking. You're thinking of Rijkaard, Frank
Maybe.
Rijkaard.
One of the
Yep.
two. It was Dutch.
Yeah, it's Rijkaard. Yeah.
Yep, you're right, Jeff. Yeah,
It's Frank
I was
Rijkaard.
confusing
I
them as
remember
well.
because here's the thing.
I am
Like,
not a Barcelona expert, so
the only reason why I liked Barcelona, like only for La Liga purposes, is probably because of Ronaldinho. Like when I watched him play against
Ronaldinho
Real
was
Madrid,
was my favorite growing
like
up. Yeah.
you cannot say you can't fall in love with a player like that, and then
Yeah.
beating a Real Madrid 3-0 with the team that Real had. You have to
Yeah.
put some respect, man. Like that to
Yeah.
me, like that game that he played was like out of this world.
Yeah.
He's like the only player that could use the qualities of futsal with in an 11th pitch. Like that's hard. Like that's not an easy feat to do.
Yeah. Dude, Ronaldinho became a living legend back then. Dude, he had the golden TM You remember, dude? Maybe the greatest soccer boot, like or football shoe like ever made. The Tiempo, and
yeah,
when
I
he
remember.
got always the golden details on them. He was the guy or the player Nike initiated the total 90 stuff. Where do you remember the
I
iconic jerseys
remember.
that had that circle around the number?
Oh
Dude,
yeah.
those were iconic, man.
Well, it's
Maybe
absolutely.
the best and most beautiful jerseys ever made, and that was all due to him.
Oh yeah, or the Joga Bonito, the time where
Oh,
those
yeah.
Eric Cantona, like back in the day
Yeah.
where they would do that. I used to watch Ronaldinho highlights.
Yeah.
Ronaldinho, Zidane, Man U, Ronaldo was pretty fun to watch, and then it was obviously Messi as well. Like these four players, I would watch constantly, try to like refine the games, like try to play how they played, and obviously nowhere near. But I learned how to do the elastico. I can do the spin 360 when I'm playing on the field from Zidane. So it's like all of these. I used to enjoy football back in the day. Like there was a lot of raw talent. Like a lot of back in the day, I felt like a lot of players required raw talent. Now things have changed dramatically.
Yeah. Now you can bail a lack of talent out with tactics. Like if you watch how bad so many of these defenders are, for example, how many of them, like for example, get saved by the stupid offside rule that we rule that we still have. Oh my god, it's so aggravating, man. How you're helping bad defenders getting away with bad positioning. I
Oh, yeah,
hate it, man.
yeah.
Well, so for me, tactically, I look at the game now. I almost kind of compare it to the NFL because, like, for example, the NFL is so systematic, so statistically driven, right? Like, for example,
Yeah.
when you look at like fourth downs, like a 4th and 2 versus kicking a field goal, like, you have a 60, like if it's 51.2% probability, they go for it. So it's just like I look at it now and I look at it in footy where like the game has evolved to the point where, like, for example, Pep Guardiola doesn't really coach. He just kind of statistically employs his players in certain positions and roles that they do, right? So it's just like they look at it and Pep's like, okay, if I put this here and I have this overload, I have a 50% chance of winning the ball, which 60% chance goes over here. Like Man City has like almost 20 statisticians that work on the team that just do statistical analysis.
They're like literally research lab rats, whatever you
Yeah.
want to call them. Yeah.
Oh,
So-
absolutely, dude. Football has become sports science.
Yeah.
It absolutely has.
But that comes to the detriment of individual brilliance because, like, for example, we've made that argument now for a while now where we've looked at it. It's just like, dude, like nobody here is like an individual genius when it comes to stuff where you're like, oh my God, this is like absolutely incredible. Because like if you look at like most of the players that are like good, and I'm not saying that they suck, but I'm saying like air quotes good, is like, okay, players that play in high pressing systems that have high probabilities to get the ball, that have high probabilities to be in certain positions in certain areas of the pitch where it's not like, for example, we joke about it, right? When your buddy starts dribbling through 3 people, you start saying Ankara, Ankara, Messi, Ankara, Ankara. Like you don't see something like that anymore. Like we saw it. Hell, I did it on stream, right? When Douglas Luiz dribbled through 3 Roma players, I'm like, that still happens.
Yeah.
Like I'm sitting there like that
Yeah,
still
was
happens.
great. That was beautiful.
Like
Beautiful.
It wasn't like a Conceição dribble, right, where he beats the guy one-on-one. It's just Douglas Luiz is like, I got this. I'm a zigzag pass here, go here, cut through here, do this, and all 3 of you are like already dead. And they're like, oh.
Hey, Dash,
like-
for that you just have to watch a Manchester United match because everybody's doing that to them.
Well, that absolutely. Yeah, I don't know. I don't care about Man U. Man U is like dead. They're dead.
Man, I am having fun with them. I don't care about them either, but man, it's fun.
I know. It's Ten Hag. I know. He's a joke.
10 bum.
He's a
10 bum.
10 fraud is what we call him. Well, me and my friends call him 10 fraud.
Dude, it's crazy. It's crazy that they extended his contract, man.
He wins
crazy.
trophies.
That's stupidity.
He's
That's
because
they
Manchester.
didn't just not fire him. They extended his contract 1 more season.
Well, you reward bad behavior, you're going to get screwed.
Their objective is the FA Cup, and that's it. That's all they care about. They don't care about anything else, just the FA Cup.
Oh my God! Have you heard his quote after the Liverpool game where he said, "Oh, we are the second most successful team behind Manchester City because we won the trophy." Brother, you're fucking up
seriously say that?
left, right, and center, man. Congratulations for winning the Carabao Cup or the FA Cup once. But
They won it because Man City didn't care about winning it. That's how they won it.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Dude,
Do you think it's Ten Hag? Do you think it's Ten Hag or the manager? It's one for
It's
me.
both.
It's both, but like I think Ten Hag has
he
his
can't.
plan as well. I think he's a fraud. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I think
he
he's
is.
a fraud.
And it is spending money where you don't need to spend money. For example, you spent 70 fucking million euros. I don't know what it was in pounds, but
On a fidget spinner?
70 or 75 million on Højlund. And now you're already killing Højlund's career and got Xerxes in. And now you're killing that poor guy's career as well. Brother, they're on the verge of killing 2 incredible talents' careers because they don't have support around them. Because, dude, I'm in rage again. Bruno Fernandes is shit. Marcus Trashford, like I call him all the time, can dribble. He doesn't track back. He can't cross it. He can't pass. He can't finish. Dude, what can the brother do? And Anthony is a walking clown emoji
Fidget
of
spinner.
a ringer.
He's a fidget spinner.
Dude, he's a fidget spinner, yeah. No output, no anything. What was it? Like 2 goals in his whole tenure, like at Manchester United?
Hey, another
Or 1 goal,
300.
1 assist, something like that.
Another 394 more.
Garnacho, by the way. Garnacho is an actual talent. But dude, like What has he to play with? Bruno Fernandes, who's a joke of a captain?
I'm gonna
And
say
again,
one
Marcus
caveat.
damn Trashford.
Okay, one advice I will
I'm
always
sorry,
give
but the
players.
midfield with Scott McTominay and Casemiro, who's finished now for 2 years,
One advice can I
and
give
now
to
McTominay is
pros?
at Napoli. Even sorry,
Yeah.
Jeff. Sorry.
Yeah, my bad. No, you're no, you're not wrong.
Let it out, buddy. Let it out.
Point is, if you're a pro, get yourself a proper agent. If you do not have a proper agent, you are screwed because they're gonna go for the bank. They're gonna go for the bag. They're gonna want to make extra money. They'll tell you, "Oh yeah, go to Chelsea or go to United," and then guess what? You get screwed over, or even Arsenal for that matter. If you're Calafiori, and then you get screwed, your career goes to shit. Now you get your bag.
I don't think he
You
got
get the
screwed.
bag. You get the bag, but your career's done. Like your form's gonna be bad. You want to go to a club where you can sustain the form, and then over time just gradually grow. Like you're not. People have to always look into it, and it's not just salary, and it's just sometimes you got to look at the project, and be like, okay, well they got a good project, let's do it. They don't do that because they're searching the bag.
This is funny. 10 toes down. I wanted Anthony when we were linked with him. I won't lie. I don't blame you, dude. But there's something about
he was already a fidget spinner at Ajax.
No, but like the funny thing about it is like I think people know now is like don't buy any player that was under 10 hogs at Ajax when they were good. Like that team has to be the biggest team of bust I've ever seen.
The best player of that Ajax generation that he had is Ryan Gravenberch, and he went for 30 million from Bayern to Liverpool.
And it took him a while to get into it.
He's at your bitter rival now, and he torched Manchester United in the midfield.
I think also is I wouldn't recommend any of the Dutch leagues to go to the EPL. They don't usually they don't go well. It never. I would say go to Germany. That would be
for example, why I think it worked for Gravenberch is because he went that 1 year to Bayern Munich, and he barely played, and he realized at that time that he has to work harder, and he didn't want to play the 6 in Tuchel's Bayern system. And now I think he realized that he has to do or sacrifice himself for what the coach needs. And now he's playing for Liverpool a hybrid 6, like he exchanges with McAllister sometimes. One time the other drops deeper, the next time the other does it. And honestly, he's flourishing in that role. Honestly, Gravenberch and his experience at Bayern let him grow so much that he's that good now at Liverpool.
See, for this comment, De Jong is. I don't think De Jong lived up to the expectations that they had.
He's injured all the time. He
injured.
barely plays. On talent, I think he's the best out of that generation, but he barely plays.
Yeah, out of that, like the De Ligt and like that entire Ajax team, I think he's the best. But like for example, for what he was supposed to become, he never lived up to that. Same thing with De Ligt.
Yeah.
Like De Jong was supposed to be a generational center defensive midfielder, and like he never really did. Right now, it's Tchouaméni.
I hate to say it. Yeah, I hate to say it for Barcelona though. Like they're not gonna replace another Busquets. That guy. They're
never gonna replace that La Masia class. I'm just gonna keep it above.
No. Busquets, Xavi, Iniesta.
Dude, they think their problem is they're so blinded. They have the poor kid to Kubarsi, who is 17 now? And I like him, but they're acting like he's the second coming of Puyol.
No.
That's because they haven't given him
the guy is a kid, and they already play him as a starter game in, game out. And it's sad to see what they are doing with the talents, man.
Well,
they are good talents because you see it on the pitch, but like Dash always preaches, they're running them into the ground.
Yeah, just wait until they start injecting with growth hormones, just so they can keep them standing.
Yeah.
Or what do you call it? What do they inject when the player's injured?
Horse tranquilizer.
Yeah, like a numbing agent. That's what it is. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Horse tranquilizer. That's what they do for those guys.
Godly.
All right, gentlemen, we're at 2 hours. Chat, we hit 2 hours actually. My correction here. I'll kind of touch this just briefly, and then unless
Hey,
you guys have
now we went over the 2 hours anyway.
yeah,
So
we went over 2 hours, but I'll touch this briefly. Chat, if you have any last topics you want us to cover, please put them in now. If you have any comments or questions you want us to hit on briefly. It's the international break. This is a little bit less structured, so folks that are first-time
Hey,
listeners, we tend to be
shit
more
on
structured.
Manchester United. If anybody wants to shit on Chelsea, I'm open to that as well.
Chelsea shits on themselves. They stop. They're
Hon-
already done.
Honestly, funny enough, I think Chelsea, no matter how shit they are run, they're better run than Manchester United right now. And
We'll
that's
see.
sad to say.
So the one thing I forgot to mention earlier on is that Juventus are actually paying a very close eye on the CAS verdict for Pogba. In the event of the acquittal, Frenchman could be reinstated into the squad and would be an important asset to the team. I don't know what number he would wear because Yildiz took his 10. But I kind of want to, and we'll close on this, right? Say that Pogba gets acquitted. Whoa, where do you put him?
I don't think that anything happens. I think the ban will stay. The WADA, the what is it, World Anti-Doping Agency or whatever it is, they're harsh on those things right now. A Bundesliga or second Bundesliga player from Hamburg who is in his mid-20s, like he got banned for 4 years. They were trying to say there were problems with the test and everything, and the pooling chain wasn't properly watched and stuff like that. And they still like threw the book at him. And I think it's gonna be the same.
They didn't do it for Signer. Like he still competed in the U.S. Open.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, they're picking and choosing it. I don't think that they will pick for Pogba.
But I'm just saying though, could like imagine 45 minutes of a healthy Pogba with Coop Myers and Luis? That's I was gonna say, I'm like he'll come back and play a whole 15 minutes
for one game.
Like yeah, for like a straight full 15 minutes. No, but think about it though, right? Like say that Pogba is fully integrated, cleared from the doping shenanigans. Like where do you play him?
I don't play him. Where should he play?
No, but I'm serious. Like
he screwed us over.
No. I know, but damn, guys, let's just have some fun with the fantasy
All
here.
right,
You guys are just like,
fair enough.
fuck this. I'm saying, like, for example, do you play Coop Myers, Luis, and Pogba?
No. Luis. Hold up. What was yours?
Mine, I said it was Coop Myers, Luis, and Pogba. Pogba would play a center defensive mid.
Yep, I agree. Yeah.
It could work.
Well, Pogba the Thuram role, basically.
Yeah.
Yep. That's my
That could work. Well, I have a controversial take. I have one. Just let them take steroids. Make football exciting again. Just do it.
Just open the gates.
Just fucking do it. Just make it fun. Come on. I don't care. That's just like run faster, score more goals. Maybe that's maybe why people liked baseball back in the day, because they were taking steroids. A lot of more home runs.
Yep.
I still wouldn't watch it, but hey, you can try. That's the thing. So yeah, no, just do it. Take the bad boys. If bodybuilders can do it, why not soccer players?
Suave is along the lines with this one where he plays the deep laying role. And then Dahl says testing is hardly there. Do you remember Byron's COVID transformation?
Oh, not only, but look, we all know football and the football business is dirty. We all know everybody's doping, taking stuff that they shouldn't, and that the agencies are picking and choosing.
Jeez, Jeff, what did they do to you?
Hold up. Let me cook. And we all know the doping agencies are picking and choosing at exactly that. What Dahl says, I wanted to go into that Liverpool inhaler situation. Do you know that story?
Oh, I know the story.
I've heard of it. No, tell me.
Yep. So all the players got prescriptions for a specific inhaler that all of a sudden the whole team needed. And there was supposed to be stuff in that you can't detect. Yeah.
Loopholes.
That's
I love it.
23 players got diagnosed with asthma.
That's dope. No, the
Literally.
reason why I say Madrid is because if you look at Gareth Bale before and after, Sergio Ramos
Dude,
before and after,
you can't tell me that Bayern was
and Bayern too.
Bayern
That's why I
dude,
said,
not only doping, steroids,
listen,
dude,
Miretti
everything.
to Bayern Munich would have been an awesome dry loan.
Yes,
I would have
yes.
approved of it.
Yeah, until he grew tits because he stopped taking steroids.
Yeah, just do it. Do it. Just go for it, man. Make
Kids,
it,
we do not condone any usage of performance-enhancing drugs. Please consult your medical professional. Here at the Dive Sports, we are not in any way or any shape or form advocating for it.
And don't take Paul Pogba's advice and go to a Florida doctor.
or an alternative medicine. That's what I call it.
Like Aaron Rodgers.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Your guy.
He gets an MVP season. You guys say that and he gets an
Ayahuasca.
MVP season.
An awakening season. Oh, my.
Bro, hey man, shrooms work magics.
I suppose.
And the saddest story is he didn't even do the red ayahuasca trip. Like he had to go to the actual Amazon rainforest in Brazil or wherever and not take it in his I don't know, God knows who his basement in New York, man. Didn't even do the real thing.
Dahl says Ronaldo best condition now than he was when he was 30, when normal testosterone levels go down. My response to you, good sir, is do you see his wife? That's more than enough reason for him to keep pumping that testosterone level up. No pun intended. There are definitely some pumping going.
In Real Madrid.
Generally, every night at the Ronaldo household. See! It's a safety word. That's a safety word when he finishes. See!
God damn.
Couple of claps in a C. That's it. Clap your girl's cheeks and hit her with a C so you know it's real. KP says you put Pogba is that a J medical advisory purposes for which substances not to take. Gosh, she becomes like the dare person that goes to school saying, I had a great career and then I took weed. Dahl says bro football gets barely tested 6 months, and the tests are what they're used in the 70s to get hair samples and see everyone pop. That Real Madrid juice is puka.
Except for you are Paul Pogba and getting tested for a game that you didn't even play
in. Dude, that to me has to be an inside job. There is no way. I am going to bet you money. I'm going to say this.
Absolutely.
Giuntoli totally did something there. Giuntoli had something to do with it.
Absolutely.
Giuntoli had something to do with it. That is 100% a tinfoil hat
there's no
theory.
possibility.
Giuntoli snitched on Pogba. That's it. Mic drop.
There's no possibility. There's no possibility that he gets randomly tested after a game where he was sitting on the bench where he played only 15 minutes of the game before. Never.
There's no way. I just thought it was a Kine job. That's it. Like I thought maybe like the FIGC was just trying to find any dirt on Juve and just to justifiably get rid of him so they can give
maybe even Giuntoli sent Giovanni Manna with Pogba and he advised him, yeah, you should take that.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, because it's just like I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, Giuntoli's looking at it and he's like, fuck, 10 million a season for this guy? You got to be fucking kidding me. And he's like, hey, Gravina, check his piss.
God damn.
God, hey man, it's not even hard to put on the question. Like Giuntoli low-key sabotaged the second half of the season last year. Like it's a contrary belief, man.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Like, yeah, like sure. Like, I mean, people, you guys are ranting about it. Like, no.
Honestly, any means necessary for him.
Like Giuntoli is a petty ass motherfucker. I think he's shown that.
Oh yeah. 100%.
So, like, it wouldn't surprise me at all there.
Jeez. No, I wouldn't be surprised actually. I don't know. That would be kind of cool, but nah. Like a nice little piece.
Dirty as hell, man. but dirty as hell. Just killed his whole career.
Pep got banned in
Oh.
Bari for PEDs. Oh, he's talking about Pep. His whole team are
Oh,
PED doctors. He's getting all because he's like an actual like pharmacist, so he's getting all into the deets. All right, you know what's funny? How we said we were going to sign off, and we ended up spending an additional 10 minutes talking about
10 more
drugs.
minutes on
So
doping.
this is us when we try to leave the show, or this is the viewers with the chair. So
What you call me? You know who you're talking to?
Clip's always a
Heel turn.
classic. That clip is always a classic.
Flat back for you.
Yeah. And on that note, guys, I had to show the Beetlejuice clip. There's no way I don't show the Beetlejuice clip. But anyways, guys, best guitar shot of all time. But on that note, everyone, yes, we are some wrestling fans in here as well too. Obviously, new folks, like and subscribe. Most definitely on the subscribe. If you guys want to support the channel,
At the
join the-
first one for what you can say.
join the memberships as well, so you can flash your monthly milestone marker like a lot of the folks here do, so you can have a dick measuring contest on that. It's only 99 cents to support the channel, so if you do want to support the stuff that we do, obviously join the member. If not, we will find you and hit you with a guitar like Beetlejuice got hit there. But we shall end here. Obviously, there's not going to be much to us to cover. We're still on the international break. We'll hit you back up with some footy talk on Thursday. And then we'll probably get ready for Napoli on the weekend, and we'll talk about Napoli on the weekend. If anything juicy happens, we might make a separate video on that in regards to that. But on that note, folks, I shall hit the tunes. We shall sign off. Mr. Jeff, thanks for coming on as always, Mr. Jeff. Again, if you guys are into photography, follow Jeff on social media, man. Jeff is a really good fucking photographer. If you're in the Florida area and you need someone to take your picture, hit Jeff. I don't think Jeff flies out for pictures, but if you're a multimillionaire or a sheik and you need a photographer, holla at you, Habibi Jeff. Fly him out. Fly him out. He'll give you the best portrait ever.
Photographer for when he goes to F1.
Yeah.
Just say,
If you need your Tinder profile to get better, you know who to call. So
call Jeff if you want to get
Hey,
bitches.
he can do nice photos in one of his houses.
Yeah, I think what is your? I think it's life in photography, Jeff.
I was like, I call it paint with my lenses or something.
Paint, okay, paint with lenses. I think
because
that's
he's an artiste.
He is an artiste with yep. But obviously, though, big shout out to Jeff also, as well as Toto. I know Toto was a little bit busy, so he was kind of in without the camera. But Sal, Toto, he is our news guy in the Discord. Him and Jeff spam a lot of news for us to go off and react to. So again, also join the Discord community too as well. Discord community is where everyone has fun. 10 Toes Down is one of the active guys there as well. KB, Frankie, Bones, the whole usual, the whole OG crew is in there as well. Even Habibi Misak, who you guys see for watch longs, he is in the Discord as well. But alas, folks, I shall hit the music and we shall see ya in a couple of days. Wrong button. I trolled you guys. Yeah. Awkward.